Hey, ref, time out, man. All right, team, we're only down by 5. We can still win this. Grab some water and get back out there. Wait, no, not that water. That's full of contaminants and pharmaceuticals. You need Culligan water. With their free water test and reverse osmosis purification system, you'll have clean, refreshing water just like a slam dunk. Schedule your free consultation today at Culligan.com. Culligan, your partner for better water.
Hey, Culligan man!
Listen up, team. Recycling is just like football. You can't win if you're out of formation. Yellow bin? That's your quarterback. Give it all the paper. Blue bin? Wide receiver. Feed it all the containers. But no interceptions. Plastic bags and greasy pizza boxes have no place on this field. Now, follow the playbook. Get out there and recycle right. Sponsored by the Solid Waste Authority of Palm Beach County. Let's keep winning for the planet!
ESPN 106.3 is your home for live sports presented by Hard Rock Bet. Home of the Miami Heat, now the new home of Inter Miami. Catch all the games and the biggest matchups throughout the week right here on ESPN 106.3. Hard Rock Bet, it's Florida's official sports book. Try Hard Rock Bet now and receive up to $100 back in bonus bets if your first bet does not win. Hard Rock Bet, roll with us. It's offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida the wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling, call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
We are proud of our parents.
Want to know why? Because they work for the school district of Palm Beach County. There's lots of great jobs with paid vacation, holidays off, healthcare, and retirement. You can be in the same schedule as your kids.
Come work at the school district of Palm Beach County. You'll see why it's your best choice.
Join us at the Team Palm Beach Schools Job Fair. Register at palmbeachschools.org/job fair. That's palmbeachschools.org/job fair.
Welcome to TGL presented by SoFi, golf's newest league. It's sharp and it's electric. How is it sharp? How is it electric? Good questions. Try this on for size. 2 hours of hammer dropping, overtime forcing, playoffs on the line, golf. With 24 of the best players from the PGA Tour. Split into 6 teams. Atlanta, Boston, Jupiter, LA, New York, and the Bay. This isn't your average Sunday pickup game. Tune in every week for TGL matches, only on ESPN. Keep up. It's golf.
Calling all sports fans, grab your MVP card and head to Duffy's where you can catch all of the action. Not an MVP? Sign up for free and start earning rewards today. Duffy's is voted the best sports grill year after year with their award-winning burgers and wings. Don't forget about Duffy's famous 2-for-1 drinks all day, every day. And with over 80 TVs in every location, you'll never miss a minute of the game. Visit Duffy'sMVP.com to learn more. Duffy's, our game is always on.
Anajar and Levine.
Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
ESPN 106.3.
WUUB Jupiter, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
Players are retiring. Teams are cutting veterans. In fact, somebody just reset the market when it comes to edge rushers. I think the Contenders separating themselves from pretenders in the NFL. Damian, hit the open, man.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios.
The man your man could smell it.
Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking.
But are you a different animal and the same beast?
Streaming live on YouTube.
You're gonna break up with me because of what I do on the radio?
Here's Theo Dorsey.
Good people. On a Wednesday here in Palm Beach County, out once again of the studio. It's your boy Theo Dorsey. You know what I'm saying? It's a Big Teddy takeover, theoretically speaking, takeover here at Roger Dean Chevrolet Stadium. We have Marlins versus Nationals going on just about 30, 40 yards away from us as we sit on the concourse and CCAT, usually on the other side of the glass on the ones and twos, here with me once again on a remote because CCAT, we don't like it in the studio, baby. We like to kick it with the fans.
We're not house cats.
No.
We are strays. We hunt and we kill and we eat what we hunt and kill. That's how we roll.
Yeah, hunters and gatherers, man. We're taking it back to the old school.
Alley cat.
Alley cat. You have a lot of like cat nicknames. I'm sure you have like a Rolodex.
I am sitting on a gold mine.
Yeah.
The trademark list that I have when I get older. Whew.
I still don't get why you don't introduce yourself as C-Cat though. It just feels good. It's a vibe. People love the name. It's a good moniker.
So what are some other famous people that go by their nicknames?
This is an obscure one, but there's a rapper named Freddie Gibbs who who goes by Rabbit a little bit here and there, I guess, through some of his music and albums. I only know this because, number one, I know he goes by Rabbit, but he introduces himself sometimes as Rabbit to people, which I find very strange because he's a grown-ass man. But my wife was in New York City at a party one day. They saw Freddie Gibbs, and he said, "Yo, what's up? It's Rabbit." And I was like, is he really saying that? He's saying that out of his mouth to people?
Does Post Malone say, "Hi, I'm Post. Nice to meet you"?
I think he says Post Malone.
"Hi, I'm Post Malone. Nice to meet you."
Probably. You'd be surprised, though. There are some people that introduce themselves by their, known moniker.
"Hi, it's Jelly Roll. Nice to meet you."
I mean, that's ridiculous.
Thank you. So I'm not going to do that with C-Cat.
C-Cat is your initial and your last name, though. It's not like some kind of weird, ambiguous nickname. And also, it's not that uncommon for somebody to go by first letter, last name. Like when I was growing up in high school and stuff, people would call me that sometimes, and I would introduce myself.
Alex Rodriguez does not introduce himself as A-Rod.
He'll say Alex.
Hey, it's Alex, yeah.
Okay.
Or Alexander. I don't actually think his name is Alexander.
I don't think so.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. You can look it up. That's your guy. You're a Yankee.
Right, because I don't think Alex, because he's from DR, or he is Dominican.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's Alexander.
Alexander. Yeah, it's probably something else. It could be like I don't know. I'm not gonna just guess. What I do know is we're at the ballpark, and I'm sure there are some some Yankees or maybe Rangers fans that have a good Rolodex on what A-Rod used to go by. We're also in the midst of a firestorm of news in the National Football League. I mean, I was all geared up to talk some NBA GOAT talk because of what LeBron James did last night, and I can't understate this. Him reaching 50,000 points, him being able to do this at 40 years old and also doing it on a contender. Like C-Cat, if I had to tell you where the Lakers are right now in the Western Conference standings, where do you just assume, just based off general knowledge of the league, they would be at today?
Fifth.
Second.
Whoa.
They are the 2 seed in the NBA's Western Conference, which is the harder conference. And they got Luka and LeBron still building that chemistry, still figuring each other out. And they got a blowout win last night.
And he did it in a game where his son got a basket.
Yeah.
Like just to further extrapolate how old he is and how late into the career he is and how he was able to be a father throughout all of this.
Yeah.
Right, like an active father.
Yeah.
So much so as to raise an NBA player. And I'll be the first one to step in line and criticize the process of which Bronny got to the Lakers, but he still made a basket in NBA games.
It's working out. Everybody was criticizing the Lakers for spending a late second-round pick on LeBron James' son. And here we are, 3-4 months into the season, and with 20 games to go, the Lakers are the 2 seed in the Western Conference, better than they were last year. It's not because of Bronny's play on the court, but I will say the point I was making back when the deal happened and back when he got the fully guaranteed 4-year contract was, well, if it makes number 23 happy, I think it might be good for the franchise. I mean, you're not getting a high-level star or rotational player with that late second-round pick anyways. If it's boosting the morale of one of the guys on the teams that's proud of being a father actively, go ahead and do it. They've done it, and the team didn't suffer for it. Look at that. All that complaining. All that crying about Bronny James. Oh, my God, the Lakers are unserious. They're not a real contender. They're spending draft picks on kids. And they're fine.
I tell you what, I'm dusting off the Twitter fingers when they are eliminated in the playoffs.
Of course you are.
I am going to jump at the opportunity, and I'm sure everyone who's in control of the broadcast of those games, who's sitting in the control room, the director of the broadcast is saying, all right, cut to Bronny.
Yeah.
Cut to Bronny. Cut to Bronny. Down 25 in the fourth quarter. Cut to Bronny.
Here's my one thing. When y'all do that, because it's inevitably going to happen, people are going to criticize it, yada, yada. You'll have your fun. Just have in mind the player you would have preferred the Lakers to have selected in Bronny's place. That's all I want you to do.
Yes, second-round
do the
pick
research.
At a Sacramento State.
Yeah.
There's a guy I have in mind. That could have hit his spot.
There better be. Damn it, there better be. So, again, we'll get to the Lakers stuff, the Mount Rushmore of the NBA talk. Got some great points to make on that with LeBron James. But we got to start in the NFL. We got to start. How about we start with none other than Mad Max Crosby, who just reset the record, the market for edge rushers as the Raiders extended him. He also is now becoming reportedly the highest paid non-quarterback in the history of the National Football League, surpassing Justin Jefferson. Now, again, I do believe we're going to have to wait and see what the actual parameters of this deal is before we can actually state that confidently, but that's what they're reporting it as. A 3-year extension, $106.5 million, 91.5 of that guaranteed. Yeah, And as Adam Schefter reported just 20 minutes ago, it makes him the highest non-paid quarterback. That is some bread to spend out on a 27-year-old face of your franchise edge rusher. And C-Cat, it doesn't just tell me that they believe in what he's able to bring to their locker room, to the gridiron every time he steps out there, because we know what that is. I mean, dude is one of the top 4 or 5 defensive players in the league right now. It tells me the Raiders are serious about trying to contend not in 3 years, not in 2 years, but right now. And I'm not saying Crosby makes them a contender, but it makes them a team that is more formidable when it comes to trying to win football games this year. They're going to get a veteran quarterback in the free agency market. Not sure who that's going to be yet, but this is the one signal that I need to see from them that lets me know at the very least they're not over here just rolling it back to the next season.
But, all right, so you said they're going to get a veteran quarterback.
Yeah.
So is it Justin Fields, Daniel Jones, or who else?
No, so that's the thing, though. I don't think that you even scrape that low. I also don't think that you go out and get Sam Darnold, because I have an interesting now reformed take on what Sam Darnold actually is and what he can be in the NFL, because I do think Kevin O'Connell, Justin Jefferson, and that whole Vikings ecosystem might have maybe bolstered him up a little bit more than what we actually anticipate his value being, and that's what the NFL has showed us right now. But when you re-sign Max Crosby today, 1 week ahead of free agency, this far ahead of the draft, and you also are being mocked right now to get a guy like Ashton Genty in the draft, which we both have already stated. You don't draft the running back that high unless you feel like you're going to be building a team that can make those carries matter, right?
Yeah.
You don't want to Saquon Barkley him and have him on a 3-4 win team every year, and he's churning out yards, but he's taking a beating on his body, and it's not really helping anything.
Yeah, I think a great running back turns a great team elite.
Yeah.
It cannot turn a bad team to a good team.
No, you can't. That's when you think about Barry Sanders' career, even back when the league, the running back was in vogue and the league was like dominated by such, the Lions sucked, the Cowboys were elite. Emmitt Smith was not a better running back than Barry Sanders, but everything else around them, the ecosystem in Dallas, obviously superseded. So, again, if the Raiders are actually serious about looking at a guy like Genty early in the first round, if they're re-signing a guy like Max Crosby, again, a week ahead of free agency, as they also have other money opening up, they went out and got a head coach that's not a young offensive guru. No. 74-year-old Pete Carroll, who I don't know if you know about 74-year-olds, but generally speaking, they want it now. They ain't waiting. They're not that patient.
And they also don't have Pete Carroll Jr. waiting in the wings like Bill Belichick has at UNC. This is a win right now with Pete Carroll while we have Pete Carroll.
He cares about trying to make an effort towards winning in that division, winning in that conference, and trying to maybe chase another Super Bowl. Now, it's going to be extremely difficult, but this kind of a move, re-signing Max Crosby and doing it at a record deal, coming off a team that was just a 4-win squad, you don't do that. Think about like even the Cleveland Browns. They don't want to trade Myles Garrett, quote unquote, but the reason why they're saying they don't want to trade him is Andrew Berry, the GM, and Kevin Stefanski, the head coach, they still have thoughts of and hopes for actually competing. We don't see it, but they see it. The Raiders, you don't re-sign Max Crosby at this age, at the back end of his career like this, probably in his last 3 or 4 seasons that he'll be efficient for you. If you don't feel like you're going to build a contender around him, the question is, what's the next move for the Raiders? But I think that the answer that we got from this move is they're serious about winning today, and I want to go see. I haven't seen any of their win totals early on, and I'm sure that it's still probably hovering around 6 or 7. I still would take the over in that because I look around the rest of the AFC West. The Chiefs today got worse. They traded away Joe Tooney, the left guard who was playing left tackle when the Chiefs lost their left tackle earlier in the year, who was an all-pro. They traded him to the Bears for a late fourth-round pick or whatnot, so that's not a very helpful win-now move. The Chargers right now, people are rumoring that they might go get Devontae Adams, but what we do know about the Chargers as they stand today, C-Cat, they don't have any receiving threats that scare you. If the Raiders can go out and figure out the quarterback position somehow, some way, whether that be Russell Wilson, whether that maybe is Justin Fields, which I don't really see happening, but maybe Brady feels like it's one of those things where you do go out and get a Shedeur Sanders and you build the right roster around him and you can win early with a rookie quarterback, which we've seen 2 years in a row, Texans and then Commanders. There's routes to them being better than what we anticipate, and I think that, again, today signals that they also believe that same way.
Yeah, so they're going to trade up for a quarterback? Because I feel like the closer you get to the NFL draft, those
Shedeur's
quarterbacks
falling. Shedeur's falling.
You say that now. I honestly think we're going to see him float rather than fall because we're such a quarterback-dependent year, and there's only 2 considerable quarterback options that can start next year.
Yeah.
And Shedeur Sanders is one of those 2 with Cam Ward. We're already talking about how the Giants and the Jets, depending on how the quarterback market shapes up, might trade up for that number 1 overall pick. I honestly don't see a world in which Shedeur Sanders doesn't go in the top 3 because of that.
So here's what I will say, and this is anti to everything else I really believe in, and I hope the Raiders don't get this desperate for a quarterback. I do believe that the most desperate team right now is the Giants, and they are maybe the one to pull the trigger and do this. Aaron Rodgers is still out there, C-Cat.
For the Raiders.
Aaron Rodgers is still out there, and Max Crosby said yesterday before this extension that he would love to see the future Hall of Famer come to Las Vegas and play and lead that franchise. And here's why I say I think that if out of all the teams that are potential Aaron Rodgers destinations, I would hate it for the Giants. I would hate it, obviously, for a team like the Titans, who I know that, Vikings, Titans, some of those teams have been rumored. I think those guys are going to go with the young guns. The Titans will get a number 1 pick. They'll get Cam Ward. The Vikings are going to turn it over to J.J. McCarthy. That feels all signed, sealed, delivered. As for the Raiders, though, if you think about it, part of the reason why the Aaron Rodgers experience failed in New York was because they turned their franchise over to him. They let him set the culture, which he did a terrible job of. They let him bring in all of his lackeys and friends, which did not turn good. I mean, which one of the many Aaron Rodgers friends actually did well for them? Devontae Adams, I could say, was productive, but that's because Aaron Rodgers was force-feeding him the ball.
Honestly, I think Allen Lazard, when you consider what was given up for the player and what they're getting paid, Allen Lazard was actually a more productive wide receiver than Devontae Adams.
Yeah, but based on compensation. So, yes, you're right. So, again.
But it's not saying much.
It's not. Yeah. It's not because everybody else did next to nothing. Randall Cobb, even there was an old lineman that followed him over there and never really played that much. Nate Hackett obviously was another terrible run as a coach. I'm not sure if he ever finds his way back into a prominent position in the league again.
And they did not admit to it, but you got to assume Aaron Rodgers signed off on firing Rob Saleh. Yeah. And the Jets went from a top 10 defense to a bottom 5 defense as soon as he got fired.
He's a bad decision maker. Aaron Rodgers is. And one thing I know about what the Raiders have right now between Pete Carroll, Tom Brady up there in ownership, as well as a guy like Max Crosby in that locker room, Aaron Rodgers ain't got the kind of sway to be able to change the kind of culture or the motivations or the character of any of that organization at any level. If Rodgers goes to if Rodgers goes to Las Vegas and plays for the Raiders, he would be there to just be the quarterback. Not to be the savior like what we saw with the Hard Knocks Jet stuff. Not to be the guy who this Lombardi trophy is looking lonely. He would have to come there and humble himself, similar to what Russell Wilson did in Pittsburgh. And if he's not ready for that, then it won't work out.
Now, I don't want to go do this again, but this is why I thought him and the Vikings would make sense.
No.
Because he'd be walking into a culture that has been set with much more talent than the quarterback who was previously there.
No, but who's between the Vikings and the Raiders,
the humbling that he received after getting 2 years, one actually on the field with the franchise, realizing, wow, I can't really be the judge, jury, and executioner of the New York Jets. I can't really do that for a franchise who does not have an established culture and established ecosystem. He's going to go to the Raiders where they are in progress. That is in construction, under construction right now. And they've got a hell of a foundation on paper with Pete Carroll and now with a dominant edge rusher like Max Crosby and some good offensive weapons as well.
Yeah.
But tenfold for the Vikings.
The Vikings have great offensive weapons. The Vikings have great leadership as well in that building. The issue is the Vikings also have J.J. McCarthy. And, again, it sounds, sacrilegious to say. I mean, Aaron Rodgers is a future Hall of Famer. He is likely a more skilled and proven quarterback in the NFL today. But if I'm Kevin O'Connell, why would I take a risk on that nutcase at 41 years old with a bad Achilles that can't move around that good when I just saw what I was able to do with Sam Darnold last year and Kirk Cousins the year before, and there's actual real faith in what J.J. McCarthy can be. I'm turning it over to the rookie, and I'm using that money elsewhere to build around him and make sure that we can still win games. There's still a 12-win season or 12-win team probably next year with J.J. McCarthy.
Have you watched Breaking Bad?
I haven't yet. I keep on telling. I got to watch it. It's got to come soon.
Well, there's a situation where Jesse Pinkman's a troubled dude.
Yeah.
and he's drugs, alcohol, everything, you name it, he gets in trouble. And he's kind of been demonized from his family, kind of kept away. And for some reason, how the context of the story goes, he wants to come back home, sleep in his own childhood bedroom. But his parents have a kid who's like 14 years old, perfect, model citizen, great kid. He's going to do great things, going to go to a Harvard and become a lawyer. And they kind of want to keep Jesse Pinkman out of the house. Yeah. They're pretty much keeping him out because they don't want him to rub off on this golden child that is already in their residence. You don't want Aaron Rodgers to rub off on J.J. McCarthy. you don't want to
absolutely not
hurt this seedling of a quarterback in J.J. McCarthy, who's already been through so much with the torn ACL or whatever it was in the preseason.
Hey, you're right. Not only do you not want Aaron Rodgers rubbing off on him, you don't want Aaron Rodgers giving this guy any of the juice or any of the kind of I guess the seeds that he had planted in other quarterbacks beforehand, because Rodgers has also not seemed to be a guy as talented as he's been and as great as he's been. He's not defined by being a winner. He's not defined by being a great leader or a culture setter. Teammates that play with Rodgers always speak highly of him, but what has he actually done to move the needle? Especially like his big chance was doing it in New York. And with the Jets, again, no player speaks ill of the dude, but it doesn't seem like anybody got better because of him. In fact, he almost drove away their prized possession in Garrett Wilson. If you're the Vikings and you watched him drive Garrett Wilson to want to be out of town, want to leave the Mecca, want to leave the Big Apple and go anywhere else because he hates playing with this dude, why would you want him to come and potentially corrupt your locker room with not just Justin Jefferson, but also my guy Jordan Addison, who's got some problems of his own off the field?
So you're proposing Rodgers to Vegas.
Yes.
And I didn't think of this until right now. But what do you think Davante Adams is going to think about that?
Devontae's here already. Devontae's going to be like, hold on a second, bro. Hold on.
I sold my house.
Is there room?
The Taco Bell was there. And now I got rid of the Taco Bell in the Las Vegas house.
So that's the biggest. I think Davante Adams goes to the Chargers. I think that's the ends up being the best fit. I don't think a reunion with the Raiders would make sense, especially because of how that split went, how weird it was for both. Now, again, new ownership involved. Brady cares about winning more than he cares about corrupted relationships, and that had nothing to do with Tom Brady. Whew, that's a lot to think about. But, again, that's why today's been so crazy. Not just the Max Crosby extension and us knowing that now the Raiders are in the market to get a veteran quarterback to try to win now. You also got the Seattle Seahawks out of the NFC West, Pete Carroll's old team, cutting Tyler Lockett, 10-year NFL veteran, one of the most consistent receivers in the league over the past 7 or 8 years, not just for production, but also like in fantasy football. He's always been like a late-round sleeper that's almost like a league winner.
And at a position where there was a lot of character flaws or at least reputation flaws, no one's ever had a bad word to say about Tyler Lockett.
Yeah. He's like solid dude. Solid dude. Like he moves the needle in the right direction. He's not going to disrupt the flow, but he's also not going to take the top off or anything. Just a good player. So they cut him. Moments later, DK Metcalf is requesting a trade out of Seattle, and now you have to look over at Seattle and say, man, is that a team that is trending upward, or is that a team that's going to enter somewhat of a rebuild here as they look to figure out what's next out in the NFC? Oh, also, the Bears, over the past 24 hours, have added 2 veteran offensive linemen, one from the Rams, one from the Chiefs, both of them trying to bolster up that offensive line. As Ben Johnson knows, a lot of the success I had with the Lions was due to the trenches being secured. I like that move a lot from Chicago. That team is showing itself to be a team that's more win now than build for the future. There's so many signaling signs right now out of the NFL, and a lot of it's happening today because a week from today, C-Cat, free agency officially opens, and we'll really see exactly how teams are spending their money with the $23 million extra move on the cap, and also as the NFL draft comes closer and closer. I'm interested. Number one, I'm interested to see who out of the NFC makes the biggest splash early. I don't think that the Commanders trading for Deebo Samuel it's a big name in name value, but I don't know if it moves the needle that much in what they can be as an offense going forward. He's unreliable with his health. He's also just not the greatest, like, separation kind of guy against, like, man. He's like a good run-after-catch dude.
Yeah,
he's a utility player.
But think about how their season came to a close with really just unreliability in who was holding the football. The turnovers,
Yeah.
the fumbles that the Commanders had in the NFC Championship game
crazy.
led to their ultimate demise.
Yeah.
So just in a very small thing, maybe if you can trust someone with the football, yards after catch, maybe he does have a rejuvenation because the last 2 years have been kind of rough on the reputation for Deebo Samuel.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't close the book on that quite yet. I actually was very happy with that trade from the 49ers perspective because he just wasn't working there anymore. Maybe a change of scenery will work for him. But you're right. We are still waiting for that big splash, that big change of scenery.
Yeah, we're a week out from the open of free agency. We'll hear more news in the NFL throughout the day. But, again, the stuff we've already heard from the offensive line movement, from the re-signing of Max Crosby, from the DK Metcalf trade request and the Tyler Lockett cutting, I think the contenders starting to separate themselves from some of those teams that are going to be rebuilding for the future and retooling to see what they can go out and do in the near future. And to me, that's what it's about this time of year. Of course, it's also about spring training baseball. We're out here at Roger Dean Chevrolet Stadium on remote once again as the Marlins take on the Nationals. And we're going to have Evan Cohen join the show in a little bit. Tina's pulling up for the happy hour later. Of course, we're going to bring in General Manager of Roger Dean Chevrolet Stadium, my guy Mike Bauer is pulling up. It's going to be a good day. It's going to be a loaded day here in Jupiter as we watch a little baseball as well. What do you gain from trading off not trading off. What do you gain from cutting a guy like Tyler Lockett and potentially trading off DK Metcalf this close to free agency opening up, and also with your future as the Seahawks right now in the NFC West a little bit in question? On top of that, what did the Raiders signal us when it comes to them trying to win now with Pete Carroll and with the re-signing of Max Crosby? We talk about more of that on the other side. Evan Cohen going to pull up on us, so stick around. It's going to be a great day. And Evan, of course, is going to pull up on us on the Baptist Health Hotline, 888-760-3776. That's the number to call into the show. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care. Are you experiencing foot and ankle pain and need to see an expert in the field? Baptist Health Orthopedic Care has a team of foot and ankle orthopedic surgeons and specialists who are regarded as leaders in their specialty. Visit baptisthealth.net/ortho to learn more today. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care combines its resources of experienced physicians and leading-edge treatments and technology to provide advanced orthopedic, foot and ankle, joint replacement, spine, and sports medicine care. Visit baptisthealth.net/ortho for more information today. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care has offices conveniently located in Palm Beach County through the Florida Keys. Learn more by visiting baptisthealth.net/ortho. CCAT, you had a great idea you pitched to me this morning. It had to do with baristas, with coffee shops and whatnot. I want to get Evan's thoughts on that as well on the other side, because it's genius.
It is the best idea I have ever had, and that's saying a lot.
Well, I don't know how much that's actually saying. That's CCAT. I'm Theo Dorsey. Evan Cohen joins us on the other side with Theoretically Speaking on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
This spring, speed returns to South Florida. NASCAR weekend at Homestead Miami Speedway. Go get it done. Green. Where high octane meets the high banks. And gear up for spring break in the fast lane. 3 races, 3 days, one unforgettable weekend in racing paradise. NASCAR weekend at Homestead Miami Speedway. March 21st through the 23rd. Get your tickets now at homesteadmiamispeedway.com.
Finally, it's time to focus on what really matters. Basketball season. It's Evan Cohen from Unsportsmanlike, and I'm thrilled to say that ESPN 106.3 is your home for the Miami Heat. Yes, every dunk, every clutch shot, and every win. Heat culture.
This is ESPN 106.3, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
Find official rules for all your favorite ESPN West Palm contests by visiting ESPNWestPalmContests.com. That's ESPNWestPalmContests.com. You're listening to ESPN 106.3, the ESPN app, and streaming on your smart speaker.
The Club at Lost Lake, a championship Fazio design golf course in Hope Sound. Golf and social memberships are now available with no waiting list and immediate access. The course and club will see over $10 million in capital improvements and is one of the best private club values in the area. Experience the beauty and challenge of this renowned course for yourself. Enjoy year-round access to exclusive amenities and events. Visit clublostlake.com to schedule a visit today. Don't miss out on this incredible course. And please, putt responsibly.
Breaking news on ESPN 106.3 is brought to you by St. Lucie Battery and Tire.
This just in, we begin this hour with breaking news.
When news breaks, ESPN 106.3 has it covered.
We've had developments. ESPN 106.3 can now report.
When your vehicle breaks, St. Lucie Battery and Tire fixes it. Stay tuned to ESPN 106.3 for more breaking news. Brought to you by St. Lucie Battery and Tire.
Hi, this is Scott Smith with Smith Ball Baez and Prather, Florida Injury Lawyers. We are a Florida civil trial law firm that specializes in the areas of personal injury and wrongful death. Our offices are located in Palm Beach Gardens, Boca Raton, and Port St. Lucie. Our lawyers have litigated thousands of matters at the Palm Beach, Martin, St. Lucie, and Indian River County courthouses. Our lawyers, paralegals, and other numerous members of our legal team live in Palm Beach County and Treasure Coast cities and towns such as West Palm Beach, Port St. Lucie, Lake Worth, Palm Beach Gardens, Palm City, Jupiter, and others just like you and your families. We are a statewide recognized law firm, but it is your community and your families that we live and associate with on a daily basis. Our most satisfying achievement is when we know that our legal power has helped a fellow member of our Palm Beach County and Treasure Coast community secure a fair and just huge result. If you've been injured, the lawyers at Smith Ball Baez and Prather will help. Call us at 500-HELP, 500-HELP. With Smith Ball Baez and Prather, help is just a local phone call away. Offices Palm Beach Gardens, Boca Raton, and Port St. Lucie.
Introducing the bold, the powerful, the all-new 2025 Range Rover Sport P360 SE. A luxury SUV that commands attention with its refined design, dynamic performance, and cutting-edge technology. Lease the 2025 Range Rover Sport for just $12.99 per month for 36 months. Drive in style, power, and comfort, all for just $12.99 a month. Visit Land Rover Palm Beach today and take the new Range Rover Sport for a spin. Terms and conditions apply. See dealer for details.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
Balls flying, papers flying, spring training is in the air out here in Jupiter at Roger Dean Chevrolet Stadium. It is Wednesday, March 5th. It is Marlins Nationals going on here, and C-Cat and I feeling the breeze. It's good to get a good breeze out here in sunny South Florida. And you're outside. You don't want that sun just to soak you up. A little breeze, but you got to hold on to the paper, CK.
I know. I feel like Marilyn Monroe when I wear those button-up Hawaiian shirts when I walk out of the office because the wind will blow my shirt up, and it's just a sight for sore eyes. It's really bad.
Look just like her, too, when it happens.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty nice. I'm sure everybody loves the show. Somebody doesn't get the show in person, he's probably got to watch it on our YouTube stream, which, again, you can get on YouTube at ESPN West Palm, or you can also tap into us on Twitter. Is our guy, Evan Cohen from Unsportsmanlike. You can hear him 6 to 10 a.m. right here on ESPN 106.3 with Michelle Smallman and Chris Canty. And then you can also hear him on Wednesdays with us. Evan, how is your Wednesday doing, and how can we make it better for you, brother?
Well, not envisioning C-Cat as Marilyn Monroe would make it better. I'll tell you that much.
Don't you wish? Don't you wish?
I mean, the guy is just when the wind blows upon you out here in South Florida and you get that great breeze, it makes you feel like a superstar. I understand what C-Cat's saying. I get him.
I do agree. Agree. There's that part I agree with. Just the comparison to C-Cat and Marilyn Monroe, not exactly. There was a Thursday night in December. I think it was the day before the final show I did for Unsportsmanlike in the month of December, and I was in Palm Beach County, and I did my little run. I was at the Breakers, no big deal. And I was sitting outside, and exactly what you're talking about. It was like 5 or 6 o'clock at night. The sky was beautiful. You're right by the ocean, the greatest hotel in the world. And you're sitting there in South Florida, and you're like, I have to get on a plane at some point and leave this. This is heaven on earth. That I wish during all of the years I spent full time, not just kind of part of the time now, living in South Florida, I appreciated it then as much as I do now.
Yeah, you never know when you're in the good old days. You only are able to reflect on the good old days and be nostalgic. That's the sad thing. It's like you want to be able to revel in, but you know what? CCAT and I, because we heard that from you, we're going to take that as like you're being the old sage, pouring that wisdom down to us, and we're going to soak up every moment, especially when we're here at Roger Dean Chevrolet Stadium. Evan Cohen joining us. Hey, Evan, did you see the news? The Max Crosby extension, highest paid non-quarterback in the history of the league now with the Raiders. Are these guys trying to like actually build a contender year one? What's happening out there in Las Vegas?
You think that's helping them build a contender?
You don't think so? I thought that would signal that not only are they going to be in the veteran quarterback market.
I'm not the biggest fan. I'm not the biggest
really?
fan. I'm going to tell you why I'm not the biggest fan. How many times on your show over the last year or so have you played audio, discussed, or at least, mentioned what Micah Parsons, Dallas Cowboys stud defender, has said about the Dallas Cowboys on Micah Parsons' podcast? Probably a bunch. Am I right about that?
Yes. I mean, that's all he does is give us headlines to feed off of, which is, detrimental to their culture, but it's all kind of on brand.
So why have we not said the same about Max Crosby? We played a cut on our show this morning about Max Crosby saying that he wants Aaron Rodgers as the quarterback. So am I now going to so they have now empowered him with even more money, even more power. So the idea that maybe if they sign Sam Darnold, I now have to assume that Max Crosby, highest paid player, is playing with a quarterback he doesn't want to play with. Why don't we have the same heat towards Crosby as we do towards Parsons?
I think number one, the Raiders just draw a lot less ire out of people. Like they're less polarizing these days, even though their fan base might be almost as crazy as the Cowboys fans. But also, it just seems like his Q rating is just overall higher. Max Crosby's is. Like, I don't think he's done anything to upset the public in the ways that Micah Parsons has, just by being a little bit more boisterous. But you're right, he has the podcast.
Theo, I promise you, if you just took the transcripts of what Max Crosby said and you pretended he was on the Cowboys, it would be the biggest thing ever. And the reality is, so you're saying you've chosen to like the guy more, and you've chosen to be accepting of it because you've accepted the idea that the Raiders aren't good, so it doesn't matter to you. Whereas the Cowboys are supposed to be good and make moves to be good while not actually being good enough, so what Micah says matters. So you're saying that the guy who says as much as the other guy is actually more irrelevant because his team doesn't win as much, and we've accepted that, even though the Raiders are an enormous brand.
I think a lot of that changes now, too, though, with Tom Brady being in a decision-making chair and in ownership, and with Pete Carroll being there today. Like, again, everything they're saying is signaling they're trying to win now, including the fact that you have guys like Mel Kiper saying that they're going to go with their number, 6 pick and get Ashton Genty, a running back. Like, you don't draft a running back that high unless you think he can take a good team and turn them into a great team that maybe makes the playoffs, right? Like, it just feels like the tea leaves are leading us into that direction.
Yeah, I mean, you're probably right in terms of, they definitely become more likable and respectable because of Brady, and that, he's signing off on this. Yeah. You're definitely right about that. But I don't know. I just feel like we rightfully critique all the stuff that Micah says.
Yeah.
And this guy just says whatever he wants, and it's got the ear of the ownership, and he's with the owner all the time, and Mark Davis, and we just let it go. Listen, kudos to him. He has an insane amount of power and voice for a guy who's done no winning in his career.
I was about to say, isn't he the main reason why Antonio Pierce got retained as head coach was because Max Crosby was his biggest supporter of give
how'd
him
that go?
a seat? Well, I mean, they won about as many games as you could have expected with Aiden O'Connell and Gardner Minshew as their quarterbacks. What are we doing?
I'm just saying. Anyway.
It didn't work out. Evan Cohen here from Unsportsmanlike joining us on Theoretically Speaking as we kick it. Evan, I saw last night, obviously he only needed 1 point to do it, but LeBron James hits the 50K mark, first player ever with 50,000 total points, regular season and postseason. A lot has been said about what this could mean as he goes on and potentially contends for another title with the Lakers this year. what I really think is, number one, he cemented himself on the Mount Rushmore of basketball alongside, here's my Mount Rushmore right quick, Jordan, Kareem, Russell, and LeBron. I feel like he cemented himself on that no matter how the rest of his career goes. But I do think that now that he's actually on a team with Luka Doncic that can contend for a title, not just this year, but maybe even next year if LeBron keeps playing, the GOAT conversation has, at the very least, we have to put TBD on the end of it. I still got Jordan. I'm no fool, but it's TBD until LeBron finishes this thing up because it feels like the championship window is now open again.
Yeah, I wouldn't say TBD on the greatest player of all time. I would still obviously say that's Michael, and there's going to be very little that anyone could do to
really? Evan, please, 1 second, dude. I know you're saying there's little you can do. Hypothetically, it's not unrealistic for me to say that the Lakers could win the championship this year, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then coming off of a title, if they're able to retool again, that would be a title in J.J. Redick's first year as a head coach, LeBron and Luka's first year together, really half of a season together. They would go into next year as at least one of the 2 or 3 favorites to repeat and win another championship. If LeBron's able to win 2 more titles in the next 3 years or so with the Lakers, that would not change your mind at all.
No.
That's crazy. Why? Just tell me why. It's just because you've made your mind up? You're being stubborn?
No, because you're asking me to change my childhood, and that's impossible.
That's not fair to us. That's not fair to LeBron.
No, because, like, I'm not asking you to change your childhood, because this is still, like, you're younger than me. You're much younger than me, right?
Yeah.
Like, I'm 44 years old, which is just crazy how old I am.
Man.
Yeah. Oh,
look, I almost gave you the Kevin Hart. I didn't give you a damn like Kevin Hart did to Don Cheadle. Just a man, just a slight man.
That hurt.
I mean, you look good for 44, man. I thought you were, at most 35.
Today was a good day. I got a lot of good buzz on my look today. I'm trying to figure out why and how to recreate that tomorrow. But I don't. I'm literally walking the hallways, and Kimberly Martin says to me today, she's like, ESPN NFL reporter. She goes, "You look very skinny today." I was like, "Really?" I was like, "I need to lose about 20 pounds." She goes, "Whatever you're doing today, then keep it up." And I'm like, "Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Yes, coach. Whatever you need."
How is that? Is that a compliment, though?
For me, you don't know me that well. I'm the most insecure based on looks human being you'll ever meet in your life.
But, like, you look skinny today is not a this doesn't feel like a very, fortified.
Oh, no, it's definitely not a no, correct. But when you have such low self-esteem about your physical appearance like I do, that on a singular day, someone's saying that to you. Like a couple of weeks ago, I was at a dinner with Dom, who's one of our great marketing consultants at ESPN West Palm, okay? And she's wonderful, and she's worked at the station forever and worked in the market forever, and she does an amazing job with our advertising plans. We're at this dinner, okay? And there's, coleslaw on the table, and I go to grab the coleslaw. She goes, "A lot of mayo in that." And I was like, "Oh, well, I can't eat this now."
Why
she gave me a lot of mayo in that. If somebody's going to be at a meal with you, you're going to grab the coleslaw that's for the table, right, that came with whatever. I don't even remember the meal, what it came with, but it came with something. I didn't order it. And she gave me a lot of mayo in that. Well, that's obviously somebody I've known for 10 years or whatever saying to me, "You probably don't need the mayo." So, yeah, when one person says you look thin today, I'm taking it to you and I'm running with it.
I will say,
normally I get the Dom line of a lot of mayo in that.
you shouldn't be reaching for coleslaw anyway. There are so many greater things to eat at a dinner than coleslaw.
Oh, my God.
Coleslaw's great.
God. Now
No,
I got
coleslaw is
Theo
in the
Dorsey
gutter.
and Dom Zano mayo. I'm being mayo shamed.
Yeah. Coleslaw's in the gutter to me. I'm sorry. C-Cat's with you, but I just can't. If I'm at dinner,
I would eat coleslaw out of a water bottle. Like, if it was possible somehow, I'd carry it on my person if that was could keep it cold that way. I love coleslaw.
Yeah.
Well, based on that comment, I think I am going to give up coleslaw now because there are very few decisions that C-Cat makes that I would align with. But no,
goodness.
Seriously, I'm sitting there, and now so I get the Dom Zano, don't you dare, basically, the coleslaw line. There's a lot of mayo in there. And now you're doing the same. And the only person I have is C-Cat aligned with me drinking coleslaw out of a water bottle. Just wonderful.
Well, Kimberly Martin says you look skinny today. And to me, honestly, a compliment from Kimberly Martin that is, out of all the people out there at the Seaport Studios at ESPN, she's got to be, top 5 to get a compliment from because it feels like it's genuine. It's coming genuine from her.
Oh, yeah. No, because we're friends. We've been out and stuff together. Because we're friends, It is a compliment because she'd be like, boy, she'd give me the Don Mayo line.
She will get after you. Yeah, I was just about to say, I've witnessed up close and personal. She has the sharp tongue, and she's not afraid to do it both on air and behind the scenes. Evan, one last thing here on the way out. The Eagles, this is breaking to you as well. The Eagles just re-signed Zach Bond here, 3 years, $51 million. Out of all of the headlines we've seen out of the NFL today and even yesterday with the Bears fortifying their offensive line, what do you think is the most impactful one, right? DK Metcalf asking for a trade. Tyler Lockett getting released.
I'm going to give it to you right now because it's your team.
Oh, no.
I have seen – oh, no, hold on. Okay. Don't jump to conclusions. I have seen this move that they made today 100 times as a Patriots fan. Now, let me explain. So what happened today – Theo's team, the Kansas City Chiefs, traded a guy, most of you have never heard of, Joe Thuney, right, an offensive lineman. Here's what you need to know about this guy. This guy won 4 Super Bowls. He was on both the Patriots dynasty and the Chiefs dynasty. And everyone, rightfully, is like, why would they trade him to the Bears? Like, why would you not want him? You're not good across the offensive line. You need to protect Mahomes. I've seen this move a million times. They don't do that unless they know something that we don't know. And that doesn't mean they're going to sign an offensive lineman or a big wide receiver, or they're going to be in Myles Garrett sweepstakes or whatever it may be, and they're going to have some big name guy. What people need to be aware of is if you are sick of the Chiefs, smart teams like that trade away big-time players, not because they're not good, but because they think they may have found a way to replace them and add elsewhere. That I'm telling you, and I love Thuney, but I'm telling you, this is going to be one of those moves where we look at it and say, boy, they were up to something, and they were right. Because that's why you're good for as long as your team has been good for.
Last 3 players that they've traded away, you got Tyreek Hill, like major players that traded away. Tyreek Hill, then you win 2 straight Super Bowls. You have the L'Jarius Sneed trade after last season, and they make it back to the Super Bowl. Now Joe Thuney, an all-pro guard who filled in at tackle, on the way out the door. That hurt me to see as a headline, but Evan, if I were to be genuine and real with you, I feel the same way. Brett Veach, I don't know what he's cooking, but he's cooking something, and I'm sure it's going to be good for the long-term future of the Chiefs.
Isn't that – sorry to interrupt, Theo, but isn't that every dynasty in every sport? Like, you know as well as I do, how many Yankee fans do we have listening right now that loved the Yankees in the 90s and early 2000s, and there would be guys, not Jeter, not O'Neill, Palm Beach County residents, not Tino necessarily, ultimately Tino, but like all these different guys, not Bernie, not Pettit, not Posada, not Mariano, but the other guys you'd fall in love with, and you'd be like, oh my God, like I can't believe they let Shane Spencer, Ricky LaDay,
Didi Gregorius.
Yeah, Didi. I mean, I don't know that Didi really won that much, but okay, sure. Like, the point is, dynasties find ways of churning that feel like a gut punch in the moment that ultimately are not really that much of a gut punch.
I'm hoping that what Howie is cooking up in Philadelphia isn't more gut punches to the rest of the league, because the re-signing of Saquon and now Zach Bond, they are looking like they're not dialing back any longer. They have a strong team, and they're continuing to build to the future. I'm a little nervous. But, Evan, thanks for dropping in. We'll catch you next week. In fact, I'll take a selfie with your picture here at the Roger Dean Chevrolet Stadium before I go so you can see what it looks like up here.
Yeah, please do that, and we'll see if we need any mayonnaise on that.
Yeah, we can just slather a little bit of it on there. Maybe we can get one replaced.
How about Dom Zano on our team, who's known as a superstar teammate, saying to me, there's a lot of mayo in that coleslaw.
Not surprised. She's a fitness junkie.
Might as well said, eat up, piggy.
Well, yeah, see, Kat, exactly. So she may be a fitness junkie, but she made me into a fatness junkie that night.
Appreciate you, Evan. We'll catch you next week. That is Evan Cohen from Unsportsmanlike, ESPN 106.3, 6 to 10 a.m. with Michelle Smallman and the resident Super Bowl champion, Chris Canty. As always, in the Wednesday slot. Oh, man, we have, C-Cat, something exciting on the other side. It is a theoretically trivia day on a Wednesday. There we go. You see Cat doing the manual round of applause like Joe and Jupiter.
Yeah. Time to win some money.
Yeah, it's time to win some money for Duffy's Sports Grill. We're giving out Duffy Sports Grill gift cards, $25 to the winner who's able to call in and pick the winner between trivia and myself and CCAT. Duffy's Sports Grill, $25 gift card. Here's the number to call in. 888-760-3776. Again, that's 888-760-3776. Theoretically trivia on a Wednesday, CCAT versus Theo. Our first couple of callers, you will be able to get either myself or CCAT, and whoever wins that trivia can send you home with $25 to Duffy Sports Grill. Again, 888-760-3776. 888-760-3776. Call in now. We'll get you on hold. We'll play some theoretically trivia on the other side. And $25 is the Duffy Sports Grill. We'll talk to you more about that after you call in. One more time. 888-760-3776. Win some money today so you can be kicking it big time at Duffy Sports Grill. Theoretically trivia on the other side. That's CCAT. I'm Theo Dorsey. We're Theoretically Speaking on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
Hey, ref, time out, man. All right, team, we're only down by 5. We can still win this. Grab some water and get back out there. Wait, no, not that water. That's full of contaminants and pharmaceuticals. You need Culligan water. With their free water test and reverse osmosis purification system, you'll have clean, refreshing water just like a slam dunk. Schedule your free consultation today at Culligan.com. Culligan, your partner for better water.
Hey, Culligan man!
Ready to order?
Yes. We're earning unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with a Capital One Saver card, so let's just get one of everything.
Everything?
Fire everything. The Capital One Saver card is at table 27, and they're earning unlimited 3% cash back.
Yes, Chef! This is so nice.
Had a feeling you'd want 3% cash back on dessert.
Ooh, tiramisu.
Earn unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with the Capital One Saver card. Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
As of 9 a.m. this morning, our EV trucking company is officially in operation.
Andrew's zero-emission trucks are driving the transportation category forward.
We'll make driving safer, easier, and less stressful.
Now our technology needs to keep up with demand.
He needs to put pedal to the metal on hiring more software engineers.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job on Indeed, it's easier for talented candidates to find it, which makes it easier for you to hire them. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Mark your calendars. Baseball is back on March 27th. You've never seen an opening day like this before. It's Marlins baseball infused with a 305 to create opening day. South Florida legend Dan Marino kicks off the fiesta with a historic first pitch. Sandy Alcantara makes his long-awaited return to the mound. Plus, Luis Fonsi and Flo Rida are teaming up for an epic post-game concert. This is a can't-miss global event, and the whole world is invited. Get your tickets today at marlins.com/tickets.
At St. Lucie Battery and Tire, batteries came before tires. We've been selling and servicing all types of batteries for over 50 years. So when you need a battery for nearly anything, we have it, as well as the fast professional installation you need. We carry premium batteries for all your needs: automotive, commercial, marine, RV, and specialty. We also offer delivery and on-site installation, serving our customers quality products for over 50 years in the home of honest, reliable service. Go to slbt.com and book your next appointment.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is Theoretically Speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
I just saw a little treat that you posted in the chat here, CCAT. I'm absolutely disgusted. We'll talk about it later in the show, obviously, and this is not something they're serving at Roger Dean Chevrolet Stadium, thank God. But it's time for some Theoretically Trivia presented to you by Duffy Sports Grill, a $25 gift card on the line to Duffy Sports Grill. Again, you know all about it. Duffy Sports Grill, once again, voted the best sports grill in 2024. I mean, the award-winning burgers and the award-winning wings, that's one thing. How about the 2-for-1 drinks all day, every day? Every single Duffy Sports Grill has 80 or more televisions in it, so whether you go there to play some trivia, maybe you're going there to watch some games, maybe you're going to a Duffy Sports Grill just to kick back and enjoy a good meal, it's always a good idea. Duffy'sMVP.com. Duffy'sMVP.com. That's where you can go to check out the menu. And also, if you want to pull up on a Duffy's and you're like, oh, man, like, you know, Theo told me that they have award-winning burgers and wings. What else do they have? That's why Duffy'sMVP.com is there. Check out the menu for yourself. Firecracker shrimp. That's a great appetizer. I absolutely love the starter on there. That is the amazing mozzarella. C-Cat.
Tuna tataki boy through and through.
And it's good. I don't order that many places at Duffy's. It is amazing. It is epic. And, of course, they have the double play during lunch. Just $7.99 for a weekday lunch deal at Duffy Sports Grill. Visit Duffy'sMVP.com to learn more. At Duffy's, our game is always on. That is what's on the line. A $25 gift card to Duffy's and some theoretically trivia. And in order for us to present the questions, we welcome in none other from Sunday Huddle, Cade Chumsland in the building. What's happening with you, Cade?
Woo, I appreciate that shout out, my man, Theo. That was epic. Yes, sir. I'm here. I'm back. I'm ready to roll.
Let's get it going. Well, Cade, first off, we have a couple of callers who are going to be siding with either myself or C-Cat in order for them to win a $25 gift card. Whoever they pick is who ends up getting the gift card. So, Damien, can we pop on? Are we going to pop our caller on? Who we got here?
We got Josh in Palm Beach Gardens is up first, and he gets to choose between Theo and C-Cat on who he thinks is going to win the trivia competition.
But before you go, Josh, I'm sorry. Cade, what's the topic?
NFL wide receiver journeyman.
Perfect. NFL wide receiver journeyman. Josh, who you rocking with?
I feel like C-Cat's been winning a lot of these, so I think it's Theo's time to break through, so I'm going with you, Theo.
Let's get it, Josh. You know what? You're a sharp man. You're a sharp man. I appreciate you. Hold on right there. Get on hold, and we'll have you on the other side. Tyra's in West Palm Beach. Tyra, can we pop Tyra up? You're stuck with C-Cat. Are you feeling confident, Tyra?
I believe in him.
Yes.
There we go.
That's what I need.
I like that. I like that. That's the kind of energy he needs and the optimism. Thanks, Tyra. You're it might be misguided, but we'll find out here soon. Cade, how's this going to work?
So I'm going to mix things up a little bit. I want to give our YouTube audience a little more access into theoretically trivia. So, gentlemen, we've got a group chat going. I'm about to send Theo a picture in that group chat. Theo, you have probably heard of ProFootballReference.com.
Yes.
One of my favorite websites ever. I just sent you a random 2000s NFL wide receiver journeyman, the stat graphic from Pro Football Reference.
Yes.
You, my friend, are having to figure out who that is. And for our radio audience, I am going to describe a little bit about who this gentleman might be. He was drafted by the New Orleans Saints in 2014, but just only stayed there for 3 years before he went off and played one season with the New England Patriots. And a few years with the Rams, the Texans, and the Cowboys. It's also up on stream for YouTube, Twitter, if you want to go look at those pictures yourself. Theo, who is this NFL wide receiver journeyman?
He's a speedster, he's short, and he cooks. He goes by the name of Brandon. That is Brandon Cooks. And is he done? Is he retired now?
No, I believe he's still with the Dallas Cowboys.
All right. Well,
after
there you go.
he said he didn't want to win in Houston, and then they made it farther in the playoffs than the Cowboys did. I got to just throw that in there.
Yeah,
C-Cat, you're about to get the second text of our next NFL wide receiver journeyman. And again, this is up on stream. You're welcome to jump in on the chat and give us your answers to this one as C-Cat's trying to figure this out before our radio audience. This man spent his first 4 years from 2010 to 2013 with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Then went over to the Denver Broncos for 5 seasons between 2014 and 2018. Then spent half of 2019 with the Broncos. Then was traded to the 49ers. 2020 and 2021 with the Saints and then the Buffalo Bills. So the man has been quite a few places, 2-time Pro Bowler. C-Cat, your thoughts?
I have many thoughts, none of which are connected to the answer. Like, I'm like, you know when there's like a monkey in your head that's playing the cymbals? Yeah.
And Theo, I have also sent this to you for a potential steal.
So 4 years with the Pittsburgh Steelers from 2010 to 2013.
Yep.
And then 2014 goes to the Broncos, is there for about 5 years, gets traded mid-season.
Man.
What receiver got traded mid-season away from the Denver Broncos?
In 2019. You're not going to get this if you don't already have it.
Yeah, I guess I don't.
Yeah.
Who's a good receiver that was a Steeler and a Bronco? Good receiver, Steeler, Bronco. He was on the Broncos team after they went to the AFC divisional round against the Ravens. He won a Super Bowl with the Broncos. You know what? Waving the white flag, I don't have the answer on this one.
Emmanuel Sanders.
Theo, you are correct.
That's what I'm talking about.
Emmanuel Sanders.
That's what I'm talking about, man. Come on, dog. The Buffalo Bills, him retiring with the Bills, I don't know why that was the one that sealed it for me, but I remember Emmanuel Sanders finishing his career there.
All right, it's 2-0. This sucks.
Yeah.
Theo, you have got the next text. You have got the next picture. We are going to wide receiver number 3. Spent his first 4 seasons with the St. Louis Rams, 2009 to 2012. Then he spent 5 seasons with the New England Patriots, and then between 2018 to 2021, he was with the Dolphins, Lions, and then finished off with the Texans. Never had a single award. The awards column is completely empty for this wide receiver. His highest season was with his second year on the St. Louis Rams with only 689 yards. Theo, anything?
Yeah, this is a tough one. Rams to Patriots to Dolphins to the Lions. Golly, finishes with the Texans at 36 years old.
I think I got it.
Yeah, I feel like I should know this one too. This is gonna tick me off. 33 years old with the Dolphins, and he played 15. How much time do I have?
I'm going to give you like 3 more seconds.
Okay.
If you don't have it by now, you don't have it.
Yeah, I have it.
Okay, it is it's a short white dude. What's his name? I can't do it. Who you got?
You're thinking of Danny Amendola.
That is correct.
Dang it.
Me and you, Tyra. I'm going to get you that $25.
I knew it was a short white. I couldn't think of Danny Amendola's name. Okay,
yeah, out goes Wes Walker. They said, we need someone that looks exactly like him on the football field. Give me Danny Amendola. He had good years with the Rams.
He did.
He was really good, and he never really did anything that special with the Patriots.
In the playoffs. You got.
Shout out to Brandon in the YouTube chat for also getting that one correct. So we got some live action in our YouTube chat. CK, you've got the next picture. It's up on stream as well. This guy, he's done some stuff. We're talking about a 6-time Pro Bowler who was everywhere. First 4 years, from 06 to 09 with the Denver Broncos. Then 2 years with the Dolphins, 3 years with the Bears, 2 years with the Jets, then the Giants and the Seahawks. Also made first team All-Pro with his first year with the Bears.
CK's dancing right now.
CK's giving us some waves. What do we got, CK? It seems like you already know this one.
I remember this fondly. He broke the receptions in a game record on Monday Night Football. Give me Brandon Marshall.
That is correct, CK.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Favorite podcaster who was an NFL player, by the way.
Really?
I like Brandon Marshall, yeah.
There's so many better. But yeah, okay, that's cool.
It's all tied up. You swept the first round. I swept the second round.
Time for round 3. I get the first one, right, Kate?
Yes, sir. The text is already trying to go through, but if it hasn't, you'll get it in a second. But for our streamers, this guy spent his first 4 seasons with the Pittsburgh Steelers. As a rookie in 2009, he was 3rd in Offensive Rookie of the Year rankings. He spent a few years in then Miami from 2013 to 2014. And then get this, Minnesota, 2 years in Baltimore, Philadelphia, finished in 2018. Theo, you've got first dibs on this one. CCAT is already raising his hand.
Right. Steelers receiver that went to the Dolphins. I don't know why I'm going so blank right now. Steelers receivers to the Dolphins.
Had a couple 1,000-yard seasons with the Steelers. Was a Pro Bowler in 2011.
Right.
Such a lack of ball knowledge behind this desk. It's a good thing I'm here.
Yeah. I'm so shook on this one. This ain't San Antonio. 09 would be 23. Looking at touchdowns.
He's got 6 touchdowns his first rookie season. The most he had was 10 in his second year with the Steelers. Also had 1,257 yards.
I'm drawing a complete blank on this. The only person I have in my head right now is Santonio Holmes. I don't remember any Dolphin seasons with him.
I'm giving you a 5 count. 3, 2.
Yeah,
1.
I got to go with Santonio.
All right, don't even bother with the answer. Thank you. That is Mike Wallace, actually. We have speedy Mike Wallace.
Oh, I forgot all about Mike Wallace.
Is it Mike Wallace?
It is Mike Wallace.
Yeah.
Well done, CK.
Had me on the edge of my seat there.
We talked about him like a couple of months ago he brought up. Okay, what's the last question for CK? He's got a chance to win it for Tyra.
Yes, sir. So coming in through right now, you're looking at a 10-year wide receiver. He spent his first 4 seasons with the Cincinnati Bengals and then 3-year stint with the Atlanta Falcons before going to the New England Patriots and then splitting his 2020 season with the Niners and Lions before going back to the Niners for his final 8 games of his professional career in 2021. CCAT to seal it. If he misses, we have Theo to potentially tie.
Man, starting with the Bengals in 2012, that means did he play any game? He played a bunch with A.J. Green. So who's someone that stood across on the other side of A.J. Green, who's good enough to stay in the league for 10 years? That makes it exceptionally difficult because then he went to the Falcons, still good enough to stay in the league, not good enough to win any awards. Caught 5 touchdowns with the Atlanta Falcons on that Falcons team who actually went to the Super Bowl and lost. I am also drawing a complete blank, and I really should know this one, but I got to say, I do not know. I don't have this one. I don't have. We're going to feel really dumb on this one.
Oh, man.
Theo, to extend it.
Man, the Bengals. See, I can't get my mind off of Husmanzada, who didn't play that he played way more years. This guy didn't get many catches, never got past 5 touchdowns in the season. Played with the Falcons and the Bengals.
Brandon in the chat is losing his mind right now because he's got it.
Dang it. I cheated. I looked up and I saw it. But dang, that's a tough one.
You don't have it? Is it
Mohamed
on the board?
Sanu.
It's not his Mohamed Sanu.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, I got to be fair. I saw it. I looked up. But, yeah, Mohamed Sanu. Mo Sanu, you're right. He finished up. He had the year with the Lions and whatnot. I forgot all about, buddy.
Mohamed Sanu, he might as well have been not on this planet. That was never going to enter my brain.
Really?
That
really?
Never would have. Yeah, never would have had it.
Sanu. You know what it was? I forgot all about his Bengals days. I just think of him as a Falcons receiver.
Really?
That was good, Kate.
Because I only think of him as a Bengals receiver.
Really?
Yes.
It's kind of crazy. I remember the years with the Falcons. I remember with the Dirty Birds alongside
Tyra, drinks are on me, Tyra.
Tyra's got the drinks coming in via CCAT. She wins Theoretically Trivia today. Can we get Tyra up, who's a champion by default, because she wasn't going to pick you first anyway, CCAT.
Hey, come on now.
Congratulations, Tyra. Drinks on CCAT, and they're 2 for 1 at Duffy, so you can get many of them.
Yay. Thank you, CCAT.
No problem.
That's what I'm talking about. Congratulations to her. She's taking it to Duffy's $25 gift card on the way to have some fun, and that was a lot of fun. Kate, appreciate your help. We're still here at Roger Dean Chevrolet Stadium. I took the loss, but the Marlins, they're still in action against the Nationals. We'll see if they can pull out the win. And on the other side, in the happy hour, we have Tina pulling up. And we're going to have the general manager of this stadium, our guy Mike Bauer. He's going to bring some snacks for us to dig into as well. No coleslaw. No coleslaw is all I ask. That's CCAT. I'm Theo. Tina on the way in a happy hour with Theoretically Speaking. Congrats to Tyra on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
Spring training is back with our New York Mets. Catch the Mets at Clover Park in Port St. Lucie as they gear up for another postseason run. This time with Juan Soto. Soto and the squad are certainly ready to make some noise this season. Tickets are on sale now. Grab yours before they're gone. The Mets are hosting the Rays, Red Sox, Yankees, and more. It's a lineup you don't want to miss. Head to Mets.com to lock in your seats today because remember, baseball hits different here.
Get ready to elevate your driving experience with the all-new 2025 Range Rover Velar P250 Dynamic SE. A stunning blend of luxury, performance, and technology that will make every drive unforgettable. Right now, you can lease the new Velar for just $759 per month for 36 months. Yes, only $759 a month for a luxury SUV that sets new standards on the road. Visit Land Rover Palm Beach today and take advantage of this incredible offer. Terms and conditions apply. See dealer for details.
Calling all sports fans, grab your MVP card and head to Duffy's where you can catch all of the action. Not an MVP? Sign up for free and start earning rewards today. Duffy's is voted the best sports grill year after year with their award-winning burgers and wings. Don't forget about Duffy's famous 2-for-1 drinks all day, every day. And with over 80 TVs in every location, you'll never miss a minute of the game. Visit Duffy'sMVP.com to learn more. Duffy's, our game is always on.
Your golf tip of the day is presented by the Club at Lost Lake in Hope Sound. Side spin is never good for a putt. Even the slightest rotation left or right can knock your ball offline by feet. To avoid slicing your putt, draw a straight line all the way around your golf ball. Place the ball on the green with the line pointing directly at the hole for a relatively straight putt. When putting, use a smooth pendulum stroke. Hit the ball so that the line rolls end over end. If the line wobbles, side spin is affecting your putt. A great way to practice is with the push drill. Place the putter directly behind the ball and push it straight toward the hole, focusing on a smooth roll. Once you master this, gradually add your backswing to perfect your stroke. A ball that starts online tends to stay online, so take the time to align your shot carefully. Trust the process, and with practice, your consistency will improve dramatically. Remember, every detail matters when it comes to precision. For more on memberships, visit the club at lostlake.com.
Breaking news on ESPN 106.3 is brought to you by St. Lucie Battery and Tire.
This just in, we begin this hour with breaking news.
When news breaks, ESPN 106.3 has it covered.
We've had developments. ESPN 106.3 can now report.
When your vehicle breaks, St. Lucie Battery and Tire fixes it. Stay tuned to ESPN 106.3 for more breaking news. Brought to you by St. Lucie Battery and Tire.
Business owners, are your employees driving you nuts? Is money tight? Or have you just poured your heart and soul into your business and now it's time to retire and just relax? At Transworld Business Advisors, they have buyers from all over the world ready to buy your business now. Call for a confidential conversation about your business's current value. 561-203-5121. That's 561-203-5121 or visit tworld.com today.
Improve your golf game fast at the all-new Kaiser University Golf Coaching Center. The Kaiser University Golf Coaching Center has the facilities, tools, and coaching you need. Enjoy the best facilities in the area with an expansive chipping and putting area, practice bunkers, a huge putting green, plus a 2,000 square foot indoor training area with 3 hitting bays, cutting-edge analysis technology, and more. The Kaiser University Golf Coaching Center in the heart of Palm Beach County off I-95 and the Turnpike. Find out more at KaiserGolfCenter.com.
Anajar and Levine.
Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
ESPN 106.3.
WUUB Jupiter, a Good Karma Brands radio station. Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios.
The man your man could smell.
Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking.
But are you a different animal and the same beast?
Streaming live on YouTube.
You're gonna break up with me because of what I do on the radio?
Here's Theo Dorsey.
Good people. Live from the bellows of Roger Dean Chevrolet Stadium. It is, theoretically speaking, yes, it is the happy hour here in Jupiter as the Marlins take on the Nationals. Just yards away from where we sit as fans take in some spring training baseball. We're kicking it. We're talking some shop, talking some sports. C-Cat on my right side, not on the other side of the glass on the ones and twos, but kicking it with us here today in person. And, of course, the happy hour is only joyful when Tina pulls up. What's happening with you, Tina?
Hi, Teddy. I'm so happy to be out. It's a beautiful day out here at Roger Dean. Baseball, spring training. We're going to get some baseball snacks in 30 minutes, and I can't wait. Mike Bauer told us to come hungry, and so I did.
I haven't eaten all day. Well, actually, I ate this morning. I can't lie. I ate this morning at the YMCA breakfast in Boca. That was really early, though.
He didn't say not to eat all day.
Oh, he didn't?
He said just to come hungry.
Well, how else do you come hungry? Isn't you supposed to, not eat? You starve yourself.
It's like he's going to join us at 3:30. So
yes, he didn't say not to.
Skipping lunch is okay. But, Tina, you missed it. When we got here today, I actually haven't eaten today.
Okay.
I'm not just saying, like Theo said.
I'm sorry, I forgot it was early. It was like 8 a.m.
I had a large iced coffee, and I was going through it, man. My heart was pounding.
Okay.
I guess I'm not as well adjusted to caffeine as I thought I was, because I was going through some hell over here. I had to take a walk. I was sweating. Like, I was having a panic attack before the show started.
I don't know if you would be able to handle an espresso martini then.
Ooh.
Like, I don't think you would be able to handle that because it makes your heart race.
Gives you a little jolt.
Yes.
It's like a defibrillator.
I was
And then
standing
you add
here.
some tequila in there, like, whoo, it's amazing.
My hands were literally
I love it.
shaking. I was trying to put together
Oh, wow.
the remote broadcast equipment, and I couldn't stand and move still. I had to take a walk.
Wow, well, that's not okay.
Yeah,
You're
no.
hungry, though.
So
You need some food.
GM of Roger Dean Chevrolet Stadium, Mike Bauer, is going to come to the rescue and feed my belly.
He is.
Yeah, he is. And
I
now,
can't wait.
I got my belly fed in the wrong way earlier. A couple knuckle sandwiches from a champion, a boxing champion.
Wow.
And it was a breakfast. I did have a little of some bites, but Sugar Ray Leonard, I will never forgive you for our little bout that we had. Before I get into that, I want y'all to hear for yourselves my interaction with Sugar Ray Leonard that happened this morning in Boca Raton, who's 68, by the way.
Wow.
Couldn't tell by how quickly his hands moved. Tina, I want to get that cocktail of the day cooking. I need to know what we're sipping on later on.
So this sounds so refreshing, actually. This is the spring training cocktail.
Wait, before you give the spring training cocktail, can I get a little Sabrina?
Of course. Of course.
Okay, there it is. Hey. I feel better when I'm sipping on a cocktail and I got a little Sabrina Carpenter playing in the background. You know what I'm saying?
Right? It's just amazing.
Yeah.
The spring training cocktail, citrus vodka, cucumber liqueur, basil syrup, and lemon juice. That sounds so good. That sounds amazing.
It's the best one you've brought in so far.
Right? I think this might be one of my favorites, like top 5 for sure.
He only said that because it's sweet. It sounds sweet.
That's not true.
Yeah, it is.
That's not true.
Yeah, you like all your cocktails super sugary and sweet.
That's not true.
That's so true.
It's citrusy and cucumber. Does
I
that
love
sweet
cucumber.
for you?
I love cucumber, by the way. So this is definitely my alley.
What? How do you describe cucumber's flavor profile? It's not sweet. You're right. It's kind of like water.
It's celery with a better PR team.
Yeah. Really though. Really. It's like water. It's off water. Watermelon is like water but super sweet. Cucumber's like water but just super. It's like adjacent to celery.
I've been called crazy.
Yeah.
One of my favorite Gatorade flavors is the cucumber Gatorade.
Melon?
Yes, the cucumber melon Gatorade is one of my favorite flavors. Everyone's like, "You're crazy." You're wrong.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, that's that's one of my favorites.
It's Glacier Blue.
Well, that's the top.
That's number one.
Glacier.
Glacier.
Okay, Glacier.
Glacier Blue.
Okay.
What?
Nothing.
You don't say Glacier Blue?
It's Glacier.
Yeah.
It's Glacier.
Like it doesn't glaze.
Glacier Blue.
Like I would say Theodore, he's a glazer. I wouldn't say he's a glacier.
Oh, you're
Glacier
saying
blue. You're
Glacier
using a
Blue.
Z instead of the
Glacier
C-I-E.
Blue.
Yeah.
Glacier.
No. You're not.
Glacier.
Yes.
Yeah. Glacier.
Yes.
You treat the C-I-E-R in glacier like it is an S-H. Glacier.
Glacier.
No.
No, there's
I
no
know. All
zer.
right, so glacier. Y'all want me to
Yes.
say glacier, and I say glazer, and either way,
Yes.
you know what damn drink I'm talking about. It's the blue one. Arctic, whatever you want to call it. Those are the best Gatorades. Either way, the best part about Glacier Blue is it cools you down.
Yes.
You know what else cools you down?
What?
EDS, air conditioning and plumbing. If you wanted to. If you want to dial your thermostat to, like I keep mine, right around 68, 69 in the crib. Got to keep it Febreze in there. EDSisyes.com. EDSisyes.com. That's the website to go to if you want to be hooked up with the best AC and plumbing experts in Palm Beach County and around the area. They are trusted. They've been keeping you comfortable since 2006 and keeping you cool as well. Is there a room in your home that's always too hot? Or maybe it's freezing cold? Are you running out of hot water when you need it most? If the answer is no to the question, is your air or water flowing perfectly in your home? Then EDS is yes. EDSisyes.com. They've got financial options that are flexible. They will work with your budget, and they won't stand in between you and comfort. EDSisyes.com. Call today or visit the website. When comfort matters, EDS is yes. What's the name of that cocktail again? It's the spring training cocktail?
The spring training cocktail.
Yeah, usually when you go to a spring training game, it's a brew and a dog. A brew and a dog. But honestly, I came to Roger Dean Chevrolet Stadium this weekend on Saturday. Was kicking it actually with our guy Jalen, who's usually here on the YouTube chat. His pops, Bernard Gilkey, who played for the Cardinals back in the day and whatnot. And I didn't go with the brew that time. I got a little cocktail.
Nice.
Got a mixed drink. Something about also the South Florida sun, that a spring training cocktail like that, a nice breezy, summery type drink, it vibes a little bit better sometimes than just a brew.
So
brew can be dull.
We talked a little bit yesterday, I believe, about how Arnold Palmer, the drink, just talking about it in general.
Yeah.
At Roger Dean Chevrolet Stadium, they have like spiked Arizona teas.
Oh.
Like a tall can. Think about the 99-cent can you might see in a bodega or a gas station.
Yeah.
They have it spiked here.
Like a RTD.
It is unbelievably tempting to take before the show, but I didn't.
We'll get it right after. We'll get it right after.
Yes.
Good. We got plenty of time. So do y'all want to hear?
And see on YouTube.
And you can see it on YouTube yourself. The bout between myself and gold medal winning world champion boxer Sugar Ray Leonard. All of the old-timey boxers are coming back out to fight these days, right? Like Mike Tyson just had his big thing with Jake Paul, and people are trying to make bread. Not sure how much Sugar Ray Leonard thought he would make by tempting me, but just take a listen. Take a listen, because I asked for him after he gave his motivational speech at the YMCA this morning at Boca Raton, which was a beautiful day, beautiful experience. I asked him, hey, just get a little picture with you, champ. Want to get a quick pic like other people are getting so we can pose. I can show it to my family. Hey, I met a boxing legend, one of the greats in the sport. And out of nowhere, he told the camera guy to change it from a camera to a photo to a video. And I didn't expect what was about to happen next, but take a listen.
This is what I normally.
Don't say he still got it.
Just heard those pats. That wasn't him clapping. That wasn't him like giving me a little shoulder tap. No, he gave me a 9-piece to the belly. I didn't know what to do.
I feel like you're really special though that just happened to you.
I mean, you know,
like that's kind of crazy.
I would have preferred it not.
He picked you. I know, but you can hear that though, like that.
Yes.
That was hard.
No. Those hits were actually, the first hit. I didn't know what was going to happen. He told me to put my hands up like we were just going to spar, and the first hit was a left, right. And it was a left right here to where whatever the hell organ is right here in my spleen or something like that. And I think I felt it hit my gallbladder on the other side. Like,
were you first like very caught off guard? Like, wait, what's going on right now? And then like 1, and then 1, 2, 3.
He told me to put my hands up. I thought he was gonna like spar and hit my hands. And then he went straight for the belly shots, and I tensed up. Luckily, I was able to tense up quick enough to absorb the other 8 blows without losing my breath. But no, the biggest fear I had was if I put my hands anywhere other than right up in the air, it was like almost like a hands up, don't shoot kind of moment for me. I'm like, I don't want him to get triggered back into that mindset as a boxer and think I'm defending myself and really give it to me. I was shocked. I was scared.
You got pieced up.
Yeah.
That's probably like one of the greatest of all time.
Right, that's kind of insane. Like that's pretty cool. Like, I'm glad you're okay, and I hope your like spleen and gallbladder and everything's okay. But it was pretty cool.
Did you like check yourself in the mirror afterwards, make sure?
When I walked out of there, I definitely like did the whole roll the stomach up thing to make sure I wasn't bruised. No bruises. Thankfully, after the first blow, the rest of them, I think he kind of took some heat off of them. But no, those were legit. Let's play it again. Take a listen again to the pitter patter you hear. That is my belly being destroyed by none other than Sugar Ray Leonard.
This is what I normally do to my opponent.
Oh my God.
No, I'm telling you.
Let me see that.
He didn't tell me that was going to happen.
Wait, how many people took a picture before you?
There
Were
was
you
only
the first one?
The only person to take a picture before me was our friend Shane Wright, who's over at ABC, who we say looks like.
Yes. Chestnut.
Morris Chestnut, yes. And Shane was looking sharp. He was suited and booted, looked good. So he took a picture with him first. He didn't do that with Shane. They just took a photo. He had the little fist up to the chin thing. I was like, okay, that'll be cool. I'll get one of those to send to my pops. He would love that. So I go over there to take a picture with him again. Like I said, it was innocent. And he got me yelling no mas.
Is in love with this right now.
The pause after the first blow of the chest.
And everyone's like, what?
And then there's like, damn.
Yeah.
Dog.
Who said damn? Was it behind the camera? Or was it you? Did you get possessed by like children's pet? What? Oh my God.
I didn't know what was that. I didn't know how long it was going to go. I was afraid. I didn't know if again,
yeah, this is like, who were the magicians in Vegas whose lion attacked them?
Sigmund and Freud.
Sigmund and Freud.
Freud and Siegfried. I always say Sigmund and Freud. Roy and Siegfried. That's the name. Roy and Siegfried.
Where we thought that lion, the days of roaming the Sahara was, whatever wherever the lion roamed, those days of being in the wild were behind him, and now he is a circus act. He's a kind and loving, and we thought Sugar Ray Leonard's days of being a butt kicker, a downright dangerous boxer in all the best ways were behind him. But when all of a sudden Sigmund or Roy or whoever it was showed a piece of red meat, that red meat being Theo Dorsey putting his hands up, Sugar Ray Leonard just snapped into it and just obliterated your midsection.
Yeah, I didn't want to trigger any instincts, right? I didn't want him to start bringing those punches up higher, and then I'm really pieced up. I wouldn't be able to come on the show. He also, before he gave his speech at the YMCA this morning, again in Boca Raton, their 23rd annual Inspiration Breakfast.
Those breakfasts are always amazing, by the way. They always have great speakers, and they're always
Emmett Smith a few years ago.
Aaron Andrews last year.
They get some good guests. Mm-hmm. Before he gave his speech, he talked about how there were a couple of guys in the crowd earlier on when he was walking around there that was sizing him up. He was like, I seen y'all sizing me up, and I'm going to get y'all later.
Oh, my gosh.
I'm wondering if he mistaked me for one of them dudes. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have no problems, sir. I have no qualms. I thought you're great.
Did you stay around and see if he did this to anyone else?
He didn't do it to anybody else. He only beat me up.
Okay, yeah. Then you definitely like gave him some bad looks or
bad
something
vibes.
that he.
I think I know what it was. During our interview, I asked him. So I don't know if y'all know the story of Roberto Duran, the boxer who was like a huge boxer in like the late 70s and 80s, who Sugar Ray Leonard lost to at first, and in their rematch in New Orleans, Sugar Ray beat that dude so bad that he quit in the middle of the fight.
Oh, wow.
He quit in the middle of the fight, and I don't think he ever boxed again in his life. And this was one of the baddest brothers around in that time. And I asked him, the whole theme of that fight, it got renamed No Mas in New Orleans, because that's what reportedly was said in the ring, was he said no mas. And I asked him in the interview, did he actually say no mas? Like, did you hear him say that? And he chuckled. He said, I'm glad you asked me that. And then he retold the tales of how he whooped Buddy's, tail in that ring and about how much he used to hate him. And I think maybe that answer, that question, might have re-triggered some of that. And he was like, if you ask to take a picture with me, I'm gonna make you feel it. And he did.
Have you used the restroom since this encounter?
Think I'm gonna be like, it's gonna be red?
Yes. Yes.
He hit me pretty good.
It made a loud noise, and you crumpled.
Yes, I know. I was there. It sucked. One more time, Sugar Ray Leonard, if you can, Damian, giving me like a 9-piece to the stomach at the YMCA.
Just until the punches end.
This is what I normally do to my opponents.
Oh my God.
All right, cut it.
Yeah. That sounds like he's hitting a bag.
Yes. I was the bag. Yes. I thought his manager, after I walked off, he checked on me like, you good? I think they were thinking is this guy gonna sue? We did not get a waiver signed or anything.
Right.
Sure, I'm not gonna take any kind of legal. It was all good. It was all in fun. I walked out of there with my health, but don't think for a second that I wasn't scared out of my mind. You can see if you watch it on our YouTube, ESPN West Palm's YouTube, you can see it in my eyes. After that first hit especially, I'm like, what the hell is going on right now?
You started looking at everyone behind the camera help!
Is anybody going to do it?
Jump in!
That's exactly what I would do. If I was somewhere in a lion attacked me, like you said, I would be like, I can't do anything about this lion. Can somebody help me?
If you're watching a UFC fight or an MMA fight and a guy is too proud to actually tap or actually say, I give up, no mas, they will look at the referee like, are you going to do something? Can
help
you please
me.
step in? God.
Yeah.
Oh.
I ain't going to lie. And the funniest part about all of this is I wasn't even going to go to that breakfast this morning. This morning I had other stuff. I was supposed to shoot and whatnot. And my guy Glenn told me, hey, Sugar Ray Leonard's going to be there. You're going to want to see it. He's a great speaker. So I pull up to the breakfast, and Sugar Ray Leonard puts me in a box.
What a day for you.
Yeah, what a
day.
And now here we are, Roger Dean Chevrolet Stadium. And my stomach, as a matter of fact, my stomach hasn't felt anything since that, including any food. And Mike Bauer, GM of Roger Dean Chevrolet Stadium, about to pull up with some grub in a few minutes, right?
Yes, 3:30.
We're hungry.
6 minutes.
I'm excited about this. Okay, so with him coming on the other side, I ask you all this. 888-760-3776. 888-760-3776. When's the last time you've competed with a professional athlete? And how did that go for you? Because I do think that my professional boxing career right now, though I might be 0-1, at least it started.
Yeah.
At least it started, and I had a chance to maybe take away one of his championship belts, and he didn't.
What a guy to start with, too.
Yeah. I'm starting at the top of the mountain. I ain't going, out down there at the summit. Start at the top, Sugar Ray Leonard. And even at 68 years old, I learned that guy's hands, impeccable speed. You can hear it. 888-760-3776. A story from when you had a bit of a bout, a back and forth with a professional athlete like I did with Sugar Ray Leonard this morning at the Boca Raton YMCA. Hit us up on the Baptist Health Hotline. 888-760-3776. Is joint pain affecting your quality of life? At Baptist Health Orthopedic Care, our team is experienced in traditional joint replacement surgery as well as new, less invasive treatments with the goal of returning you to what you love as quickly as possible. Learn more by visiting baptisthealth.net/ortho today. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care combines its resources of experienced physicians and leading-edge treatments and technology to provide advanced orthopedic, foot and ankle, joint replacement, spine, and sports medicine care. Visit BaptistHealth.net/ortho for more information today. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care has offices conveniently located in Palm Beach County through the Florida Keys. Learn more by visiting BaptistHealth.net/ortho. I mean, before my fight with Sugar Ray Leonard, he literally showed us like replays, like 6 or 7 replays of his big bouts with all kind of dudes through his career. So I knew what he was about, and I didn't want to try him.
It's kind of cool to see that the world-class athletes out there are really not all that different when it comes to ego as just the common Joe, in terms of him showing highlights of his fights.
Yes, the Hagler,
like
all
me showing you my huddle highlight film in high school.
Gosh.
Like see this tackle? That's me.
Which C-Cat did show me his huddle highlights, except you showed me the highlight of somebody else's package where you were in there missing a punt coverage tackle.
Yeah, but
you didn't try even.
I wasn't going to spend the money on Huddle Premium. You know, times were tough.
How much did it cost? Like $10 a month or something?
Yeah. I didn't want to make an account.
You didn't have enough highlights.
No, you
didn't have enough highlights for a reel. Yeah, that's what it was.
I was on the wrong end of other people's highlights is what happened.
Our intern Damian's over here laughing. He tried to give you I'm sorry, C-Cat.
There's a good block I laid in one of my buddies' games. Highlights.
In one of your buddies' games?
Sorry, one of his highlights.
You don't even associate with the game you were in. It was his game and you laid the block?
Yeah, it was a kick return, and I was on the outside gunner. He went to the sideline. I said, no! Got right in his lane, laid him out in front of my sideline.
Yeah.
My coach, Marcilio, patted me on the helmet while the game was still going on. I was like, yeah. Mm-hmm. More where that came from. And there wasn't.
There was not more where that came from.
No, that was it.
That's what you call foreshadowing, but then the book didn't get finished getting written. This book will continue to get written all the way through 4 here at Roger Dean Chevrolet Stadium. We have GM of the ballpark, Mike Bauer, coming up on the other side in the happy hour. So stay tuned, stick around. You never know which other boxer might be beating up on one of us on the other side. Hopefully not Tina. Maybe just theoretically speaking on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
This spring, speed returns to South Florida. NASCAR weekend at Homestead Miami Speedway. Go get it done. Green. Where high octane meets the high banks. And gear up for spring break in the fast lane. 3 races, 3 days, one unforgettable weekend in racing paradise. NASCAR weekend at Homestead Miami Speedway. March 21st through the 23rd. Get your tickets now at homesteadmiamispeedway.com.
Hi, it's Evan Cohen from Unsportsmanlike, and when it comes to the NBA, I'm like a kid in a candy store. Tonight, the Heat hit the road for a showdown in Cleveland. Can Miami cool down the Cavs, or will Donovan Mitchell and company defend their turf? We go live at 6:30. Catch it all right here on ESPN 106.3.
Business owners, are your employees driving you nuts? Is money tight? Or have you just poured your heart and soul into your business and now it's time to retire and just relax? At Transworld Business Advisors, they have buyers from all over the world ready to buy your business now. Call for a confidential conversation about your business's current value. 561-203-5121. That's 561-203-5121, or visit tworld.com today.
Kaiser University's flagship campus, the 100-acre residential campus at 2600 North Military Trail in West Palm Beach, extends Kaiser University's educational offerings to over 100 degrees in the heart of South Florida. Kaiser University also has an athletic program with 20 national championships, including the 2024 Women's Swimming and Diving Championship and 2023 football, lacrosse, and men's swimming and diving titles. Visit KUSeahawks.com for the latest.
The Club at Lost Lake, a championship Fazio design golf course in Hope Sound. Golf and social memberships are now available with no waiting list and immediate access. The course and club will see over $10 million in capital improvements and is one of the best private club values in the area. Experience the beauty and challenge of this renowned course for yourself. Enjoy year-round access to exclusive amenities and events. Visit clublostlake.com to schedule a visit today. Don't miss out on this incredible course. And please, putt responsibly.
Hi, I'm Scott Smith with Smith Ball Baez and Prather, Florida Injury Lawyers. As you have likely seen and heard, law firm advertising is at an all-time high. Attorney ads seem to be part of every radio and TV commercial segment. Some firms are even using paid actors and actresses to speak for them. At Smith Ball Baez and Prather, we know that the decision to hire a law firm should never be based on advertisements alone. It is our past results and many positive 5-star reviews that we encourage you to read at smithball.com to learn more about our law firm. We have board-certified lawyers. We have lawyers listed in the best lawyers in America and in super lawyers. But most importantly, we have experienced lawyers located right here in Palm Beach County and the Treasure Coast that are ready to be your advocate and your voice, and fully prepared to start fighting for your legal rights today. Our purpose, legal power. Our mission, huge results. If you've been injured, the lawyers at Smith Ball Baez and Prather will help. Call us at 500-HELP, 500-HELP. With Smith Ball Baez and Prather, help is just a local phone call away. Offices Palm Beach Gardens, Boca Raton, and Port St. Lucie.
Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath, proudly representing the residents of South Florida since 1985, and proud supporter of Inter Miami on ESPN West Palm. Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath has attorneys across South Florida ready to fight for your rights. They've recovered billions for their clients, and you won't pay anything unless you win your case. If you have been injured, call the attorneys at Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath, 561-867-4117, or online at foryourrights.com. Main office in West Palm Beach.
Welcome to Recycle Right Trivia, sponsored by the Solid Waste Authority of Palm Beach County. Question 1. What belongs in the yellow recycling bin?
Newspapers, cereal boxes, magazines?
Correct! Now, blue bin, what goes in there?
Plastic bottles, aluminum cans, glass jars?
You nailed it! Remember, Palm Beach County, recycle right and stay in the game for our planet.
Lowe's knows that your deadlines don't change, even when your job does. But with Lowe's Buy Online, Pick Up in Store, we'll help you adjust on the fly. And when you absolutely can't leave the project, we can deliver to your job site as soon as same day. Lowe's knows pros. We help, you save. Valid on eligible in-stock orders and select zip codes placed by 2 p.m. for same-day delivery by 8 p.m. Subject to driver availability. Fees vary based on purchase. More terms apply. See Lowe's.com/same-day delivery for details.
Robinhood Gold members can now enjoy the VIP treatment, receiving a 3% IRA match on annual retirement contributions. With Robinhood Gold, the perks of the high net worth are now available for any net worth. The new gold standard is here with Robinhood Gold. To receive a 3% boost on annual IRA contributions, sign up at Robinhood.com/gold. Investing involves risk. 3% match requires Robinhood Gold at $5 a month for 1 year from first match. Must keep funds in IRA for 5 years. Go to Robinhood.com/boost. Robinhood Financial LLC member SIPC. Gold membership is offered by Robinhood Gold LLC.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is Theoretically Speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
And we are grubbing and loving it here at Roger Dean Chevrolet Stadium. I think that was a little bit of the El Pastor tacos or the nacho. I don't know what it is. We got a conglomeration of things here on the desk. There was a Cardinal dog, a Marlins dog, and then it's my dog, Mike Bauer, GM of Roger Dean Chevrolet Stadium, that pulled up on us. He's, hey man, I don't know how you said you gained weight throughout spring training. I don't know how you didn't already put on 20 pounds in the first week already with this kind of options on the table.
Well, first of all, welcome to spring training.
Yeah.
And you're absolutely right. We've got the best eats, the best time.
Oh, my goodness.
Even though I'm hustling around, it's hard not to pack them on.
It is great. Can we get a score update quickly? Because, of course, we got some baseball actually happen here. It's not just the good eats. It's also some good baseball. CCAT has a score update here as the Marlins are taking on the Nats.
Well, I'm glad you asked, because we are currently in the top of the 6th inning at Roger Dean Chevrolet Stadium. Home team, the Marlins on top of the Nationals 5-4, but the Nationals have a runner on second with nobody out.
Dang.
Oh, just switch. Runners on second and third.
This is like it's getting worse.
Yeah. We'll see.
Things are intensifying in here. Mike, what do you, when you get, obviously wins matter to an extent, but spring training is more about the experience, and there might be no better experience in all of the nation than spring training here at Roger Dean Chevrolet Stadium. What is new here that fans are enjoying, and then also what is the same that is a good tradition that people are being able to be reacclimated to this week here in spring training?
Yeah, spring training is the best place to play hooky from either work or school, right? And when I was a kid, my dad used to bust me out of games, and I knew when I heard the intercom say, send Mike Bauer to the office, I knew where I was going, spring training, right? So, the things they're going to notice right away when you get to the park is the bullpens are no longer on the playing surface. We've relocated those to the power alleys in left center and right center, new outfield wall. We redid the entire playing surface. That meant 200 truckloads of dirt out, 200 back in, new surface, new clay. It's all brand new. And that's kind of like the first stage of all the work that we're about to get into when we start renovating in April.
Yeah.
The other thing that I love to tell people to do when they come to spring training is not only come to a game, sit in the stands, eat the good food, watch a game, but come to the backfields and watch the workouts that are occurring daily. They're usually from 9 a.m. to 1 a.m. It's getting windy here.
It is a little windy, man. The breeze pulling up.
And go watch the players in the back doing the drills, doing the workouts, hearing the call-outs. It's a little bit closer to the action.
Yeah.
The players will pull over and, sign some autographs, take some pictures. So that's like a trip separate from the games, right? So I always say, come do that. Now, when it comes to the games, we've got a lot of good activity coming up. And tomorrow, I brought some bling, some show and tell for you guys.
Show them that on the YouTube stream, ESPN West Palm YouTube stream. Mike Bauer, it's ring day tomorrow here
It's championship ring day for our Palm Beach Cardinals who won the Florida State League Championship last year. So we're going to have a pregame ceremony for them. The guys are going to get their rings. That happens to be my ring.
Okay, I was about to say, this one got some weight to it. I was about to say, I knew this had to be the big dog ring.
Yeah.
And it's got a little bit of, engravement on the inside of their route to the championship.
Yeah, so we're excited about that. And we've got some great activities coming up. Every Saturday is Youth Day, so all the kids get in for $20. And they get to run the bases post-game. We've got,
I have a quick question about that.
Yeah.
Because I came this past Saturday when the Cardinals took on the Nats, and I was trying to figure out what's the age limit of are you a kid or not. I wanted to run the bases. Is it like a do you feel like a kid thing, or is it an age limit?
Well, every now and again we get those. We feel like a kid that don't have a kid. We're like, no, we're sorry.
Yeah. That was
if
me.
you have like a little 2-year-old in tow, we let you run with them.
Okay.
So find a kid.
Yeah, I can't just find a kid.
You can run.
I'll watch for somebody else that runs the bases with their 2-year-old kid, and then I'll ask them afterwards politely, hey, may I borrow your son?
May I take a lap with your kid?
A quick lap. I'll just do a second lap for him. We'll make it happen. But no, what I did get a chance to do Saturday, and again, I love that y'all have the Kids Day Saturday, $20. Wednesdays are
senior days.
Yes.
And on Wednesdays, if you're 55 and older, again, a $20 ticket. We wanted to make it affordable for families and, those that are retired to come out to the games. And, there's no better way than spending a day in the sun at spring training with a beer or soda pop or something,
It's so good. You get a Dean dog or the Italian sausage. You load it up with the onions and peppers. You just feel right at home. Mike Bauer, GM of Roger Dean Chevrolet Stadium, joining us here on Theoretically Speaking in the happy hour. In the happy hour here as we got some Marlins and Nationals going.
Yeah, Mike, you're here at the general manager side of the stadium. How has the new challenge for automatic balls and strikes kind of developed here, and your first impressions of it? How have you experienced it?
Well, technology is growing every year, right? And I can tell you the pitch clocks that we instituted 2 years ago in MLB, we had been practicing that technology for 3 years in the minor leagues. So by the time it hit the majors, we were ready. But the ABS, that is new for us here. We did not have that last year. So we had to learn how to integrate that technology with our scoreboard system. We have a Daktronics system. We had to integrate that. Sophia on my team did a great job with that. And so now when you go up to the press box, it's like all kinds of technology and all kinds of new MLB personnel that are up there working side by side with my team. So that has been new. But, from TrackMan to, whatever that the players and coaches are using to monitor, on the daily how things are doing, it seems like technology, we can't keep up. It's so fast, right?
Are you a fan of it? I mean, I know that it's something that is inevitable, right? Once the train leaves the station, this thing is probably going to be growing and growing, and we'll see more and more of it. you've seen a week or so of it here at Roger Dean Chevrolet Stadium. How much do you enjoy it?
I love the new ABS because it's quick. Like, I mean, it's instantaneous. So if the player taps his helmet and wants to know, like, the umpire speaks and boom, it happens. It goes right on the screen instantaneously.
Yeah.
So it's not slowing down the game. So if you ask Mike Bauer, I love it. I think it's great. And, you know, I want to get it right, just like, you know, everybody else does, you know. So, but, you know, what drives me nuts is, like, you watch the challenges in the NFL, and they don't even catch that the coach threw the flag. It takes, you know, time out of the game. And, you know, this is instantaneous, fast.
Boom.
Yeah.
Now, we've been talking about how much they should heighten it too when we do actually have this rule fully implemented, and I'm thinking like 10 to 15 of them in a game isn't too much, especially if we're talking about getting it right and it being that quick. C-Cat, didn't you say we like unlimited at some point?
Yeah, I don't want to take away jobs, but listen, I like the call right. And when we're able to remove human error, because it's not a good thing. Like, error is a bad word. Like, I like removing human error from the game, and we've been able to do this for quite some time now. I'm jazzed up to see that's finally implemented at a certain extent, at least being experimented.
Yeah. I see Mike tension up now. He loves the umpires.
Well,
He's like, hold on.
You know, I love it both. I love it both ways, right? And that's the great thing about what we get to do. We get to sit here and talk about it and, you know, let the people that, you know, are in charge make those decisions, right? So anything that improves the game, I'm all for it.
Yep. Mike Bauer, GM of Roger Dean Chevrolet Stadium, joining myself, Theo Dorsey, and C-Cat here on Theoretically Speaking in the happy hour. Now, we have a cocktail of the day every time in the happy hour. Tina presents it to us. Today's cocktail was the spring training cocktail. Now, what are some of the cocktail options we have here at Roger Dean Chevrolet Stadium? Outside of just I want to grab myself a brew, what are some of the typicals that people can go to here?
Well, you know what's hot? Beer's our number one seller, but after that, it's these new ready-to-drink cocktails that come already in the cans.
C-Cat was talking about these.
I saw a hard Arizona, like peach, raspberry
the Arizona
tea.
Hard is really good. The neutrals are great. The cut waters are really nice too. Like those are really popular right now. You know, and it's quicker than, you know, mixing a cocktail and getting the ice, and, like, you know, we're all about fast transaction time when you're dealing with this many people. So, but yeah, the new Arizona Hard Club's over here, and that's been really popular.
Yeah, I can't knock you out for that too, because you're right, especially when you're coming in and out. Baseball is so much faster these days, like pace of play, than back in the day. You don't got time to linger around. Get your drink, grab your dog, get right back up there to your seat and get in on some of the action.
We were talking about this, Tom Fewer, my concessions manager, and I the other day. Anytime we have a full stadium, the game's 2 hours long. And not everybody's getting through, right?
That's true, yeah.
But when it's a slower game, that's when we have the 3.5-hour game. You know, it's the law of averages, right?
It's like you wish you could merge those two somewhere, a happy medium.
Yeah.
Oh man, Mike Bauer joining us here. What's your take here on baseball as a whole right now as a sport? We have it's a time in America where, in the void of football, anything can kind of take away. We saw how women's basketball took a hike up, and they'll probably be right back at it this year with the WNBA and whatnot. Baseball is starting to get some more attention back on it now that you have the new star and Shohei Ohtani and everything. Like, what do you just feel gauging the state of baseball and America's attention to it these days?
Well, there's no doubt that there's so many other activities that we're getting tugged on for our time,
of course.
Right? And so we're seeing that just like any other sport. But there are glimpses of things that we're seeing, like travel ball is extremely popular right now, and that's a really good thing for us. Sports cards are back in a huge way. You know, when I was a kid, you know, I every $2 I could scrape together from coins in the sofa, I was going to buy baseball cards, right? Well, now sports cards are back with the unique patches and, you know, the pieces of moments of history that, you know, they're doing special 1-of-1s or 5-of-5s, and I love seeing that back in baseball and kids collecting baseball cards and that kind of thing. You know, and the league is really getting behind, like, the growth of the game from the youth standpoint, RBI, and we do this this program in the summer where, you know, we get together with little leagues and do clinics, and, you know, we really get back to grassroots of getting kids re-engaged with baseball, and you know, it's going to be a lot of that. But the game, there are some really Shohei Ohtani is a really cool spark that is really, I mean, if you go out to Dodger spring training right now, you can't find a ticket.
It's insane,
You know, so there are some really positive, aspects to it too. And we're ready for the new season. Every time, spring training starts, hope is eternal, right? We're all 0-0. We're ready to get after it. And this is an exciting time for us.
How can people get in on the action to get some Cardinals and Marlins tickets, as we still got a lot more spring training to go, but also, look, them dates they're limited, right? The season's going to start eventually. How can people tap in to get out here to Abacoa?
Yeah, you're exactly right. We're about a third of the way through spring training already.
Yeah.
We play through March 23rd. The best way is to either come down to the ticket office or visit RogerDeanChevroletStadium.com, and you can order everything online. The great thing about tickets today is the MLB Ballpark app is so easy to use. The technology is so clean. You can buy tickets, transfer tickets. Like it's just so much easier than it used to be. Back when we were kids, right?
Back when you had the MapQuest printout, you had the tickets printout, and then you forgot both in the car.
That's the dinosaur, the dodo, right? And so. We got some great promotions coming up too, and we got a couple of games that are already sold out. The Yankees game on the 9th, and there's a Marlins game on the 16th that's sold out too. So we're encouraging our fans to get here earlier, because we're seeing backups as the spring training rolls on. Our attendance grows.
Yep.
So once we get into spring break and everything, so get here early, get your Miami dog, get in a seat, and get ready. The action's going to be hot.
The eats are good. The baseball's even better. And when you're at America's busiest ballpark, what's there not to love? Mike Bauer, the GM of Roger Dean Chevrolet Stadium, with us here again. Thank you so much for your time. You can get back to ripping and running around. And, again, whenever you come with good eats like that, man, like the stage is set. We can't even have another guest here on the show again until they pull up with these kind of accoutrements.
I was going to say, if you show up with a Marlin dog or a Cardinals dog, it doesn't matter if we're here or just at the station in West Palm Beach. You'll get on the air immediately.
What's the best way to make friends? It's through food, right? As long as you keep everybody happy. And we know that spring training has started when you all show up. That is like my tip the cap. Here we go, spring training, the season's on the way.
Locked and loaded. That was Mike Bauer. That's C-Cat. On the other side of the happy hour, we have a last call with Tina, so stick around. This is Theoretically Speaking on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
Mike Rizzo here with the Sports Business Minute presented by the FAU MBA in Sport Management program. Growing up, baseball and ESPN were hand in hand for me. I remember the legendary broadcast crew of John Miller and Joe Morgan. Those were core childhood memories for me, sitting in my grandfather's den, watching these baseball games and watching the games unfold all on ESPN. Well, that is coming to an end because ESPN and the MLB at the end of the 2025 season will be parting ways. This is going to leave Major League Baseball with a void to fill. They're going to need a network for the MLB to pick up. It's going to be interesting to see what Rob Manfred and Major League Baseball decide to do. This is the Sports Business Minute presented by the FAU MBA in Sport Management program. Accelerate your career in sports with the program committed to developing top-notch executives and managers with a focus on the job placement for students and graduates. The FAU MBA in Sport Management program.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is Theoretically Speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
Theoretically Speaking, on a Wednesday, cheese in his lap, chicken in the lap, mouth full of food at Roger Dean Chevrolet Stadium.
Who are you describing, man?
You got a little bit on your shirt.
Who are you describing?
Just a downright mess of a man, Theo Dorsey here right now.
What do you want me to do?
But the thing is, Tina, he did this yesterday too.
Did he really?
Which we were in the middle of a studio show, Theoretically Speaking, and I told him 30 seconds, pops a Laffy Taffy in his mouth, and he starts a segment with candy in his mouth.
Do you know? So we have at our ESPN West Palm office a teammate who always has snacks out.
J-Mart.
J-Mart, yes.
Yeah.
John Martin, J-Mart. And yesterday, Theo goes back to the snacks at J-Mart's desk, and he was like, they only left green apple? As if they're his snacks that people ate. And that it's wrong that we left the green apple. And we're like, they're not yours.
Well,
they're communal.
To be fair, if they're all of our green apple Laffy Tappies or Laffy Tappies in general, it's fair for me to question why everybody left just the one.
But you were unhappy.
I wasn't happy about it. If you're in if you're like in a dorm and y'all have like a communal thing in let's say some seltzers, right? And there's different flavors of all the seltzers.
And you drop money in a bucket for the contribution of the fund.
No. We didn't drop any money in the bucket.
Okay.
My contribution as a teammate in this office is my contribution to the Laffy Tabbies. That's what I thought. That's what I thought J-Mart. That's not how it works.
Yes, J-Mart doesn't expect anything from us. He always brings the snacks.
None of us contribute
which
money
I appreciate
to the
so
snacks,
much.
But we all share the snacks.
Yeah.
So we all have the same right to the snacks. So I have the right to ask, why did y'all only leave green apples?
He was so unhappy, though.
Yeah.
So unhappy.
There's one strawberry in there and a bunch of green apples.
Yeah.
Absolutely sick. Speaking of J-Mart, he loves it over at Kaiser University. I love it as well because they have the greatest of champions that the eye could see, especially in this area. And you can become a champion as well if you go to Kaiser University's Golf Coaching Center. There's so many ways to improve your golf game at the Kaiser University Golf Coaching Center. They have the facilities, the tools, and the coaching you need. Enjoy the best facilities in the area with outdoor facilities including an expansive chipping and putting area. They got practice bunkers, man. Huge putting green and full swing practice area. Plus, if it's rainy outside, if it's inclement weather, there's a 2,000 square foot indoor training facility with 3 hitting bays, a private classroom, and more. They got a cutting edge video and ball flight analysis technology. Like when I get on there with my dog, Coach Pete, and he's teaching me how to change the swing up, he can also show me the video replay of what's going wrong in my swing and how to fix it. KaiserGolfCenter.com, the Kaiser University Golf Coaching Center in the heart of Palm Beach County, off I-95 and the Turnpike. Find out more at KaiserGolfCenter.com.
I think there's no mistaking that we are currently at the best place to watch baseball just in South Florida. Right now here at Roger Dean Chevrolet Stadium. But if you happen to be a little bit further south watching college baseball, the University of Miami, they take on Villanova. Villanova, they're from Philadelphia, PA. And
we know where Philadelphia is.
Just in case anyone did not know that. For a special edition to celebrate the fact that the Miami Hurricanes are hosting Villanova, they're serving Philly cheesesteak milkshakes.
Oh,
no. My God.
No.
It's vanilla ice cream, vanilla syrup, topped with a mini cheesecake sandwich. And they just dunk it right on in there.
Let me see.
Wait, a cheesecake?
Oh, that's disgusting.
Cheesesteak, not to be confused with
cheesecake. Oh my gosh.
Cheesesteak. We're talking with the cheese whiz and
that looks disgusting.
And the steakums and the bread.
That's what I'm saying. The first problem I have with this is it is a cheaply made cheesesteak.
That's gross.
That is, like you said, cheese whiz at best, and the steak looks like the lowest grade of shaved meats, which is what you would expect at a ballpark.
There had to be someone who was, I don't know if the U is a dry campus or the baseball stadium serves alcohol, but someone had to have been like 4 beers deep, maybe 5, and they misread cheese steak milkshake as cheesecake milkshake, and all of a sudden they've got a sandwich in their milkshake.
That's disgusting.
No.
That's actually repulsive.
I would love to know how many people buy that.
I think I would try it.
I knew you would.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, there was a special edition bacon milkshake at Burger
crazy,
King back in the day when I was a kid, and I ordered it and pretended like I liked it so my mom wouldn't get mad at me. Because I spent like $4 on it, so it's like, you better eat this. And I was like, thanks, Mom. And never ordered it again, and she knew the deal, but I did not let her know that I did not like it in the moment. But I would definitely try it.
That's absolutely disgusting, and that's repulsive, and you should never try it. Can we get that last call music in? I think Tina's got a last call for us today.
I do. Fill in the blank.
Please don't let it have anything to do with ice cream and cheesesteaks together.
It does not. 4 words, fill in the blank. Babe Ruth said this.
Oh, of course.
Baseball was, is, and always will be to me the best
time of my life.
No.
Moment of my life.
No.
Test of my life.
No.
Therapeutic piece of me.
No.
Baseball will be 1, 2, 3, 4.
The best relief from my wife.
No. Baseball was, is, and always will be to me the best
way to pass time.
No.
The best sport in the world.
Close.
The best sport in America.
No, you're
the best game in the world.
Yes,
best game in the world. Best game in the world. Hey!
Yay!
And if you want to catch the best game in the world all spring long and even furthermore at Roger Dean Chevrolet Stadium, you go to RogerDeanChevroletStadium.com. Get your tickets. Palm Beach Cardinals ring day tomorrow, a 1 o'clock game. If you come early, you'll watch the Florida State League champions get their rings in the best game in the world.
Next week, Theodorsey throws out the first pitch, March 12th.
March 12th,
we'll be here.
The first pitch, so get your tickets today. Go in love, go in peace. Enjoy some Dean Dogs, and go enjoy.
Speed returns to South Florida. NASCAR weekend at Homestead Miami Speedway. Where high octane meets the high banks. And gear up for spring break in the